gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. Senores y senores, live! It's time!
It is time, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you are enjoying your weekend. We are live in the Action Lab, your premier sports and entertainment talk show on the internet, and it's not close. Welcome back.
Baby.
Perfect timing. Welcome back. That was almost like perfect timing there. Thank you, Ducky, for the 35 months. Wow. 35 months.
Lego.
You're growing up right before our eyes, Ducky. Long time no see. Good to have you here. Welcome back, everyone. 14 more days until Hot Take Hot Tub. Chairman! We said 35. Chairman's putting raising the bar to 39 months. Let's go. We got a train. Let's go. Welcome in. What a way to start the show with a bang. We got all sorts of stuff popping off. Thank you, guys. We are getting closer and closer. 13 now, Rex says, for our Hot Take Hot Tub stream, which we're getting there. We're getting close. So
Shouldn't have ate as much as I did today.
I know.
Early
Or
start.
this or Saturday night, because that was went out for a big dinner Saturday night. We had everything literally on the table. So, yeah, it's not boding well for us being in a hot tub on screen live to viewers. But we will be in a new category, though. We will be in the hot tub category for, like, the actual reason for the category. And I think
blow up.
we're going to blow up. It might be our biggest stream.
Because the hot tub blows up, but
True.
That's always an option.
Dia Cola, thank you for the 100 bits, and also thank you for the text you just sent. Means a lot. Love you.
ironically, because Rec has freezing cold takes, he's gonna do a cold plunge that stream. Right?
Freezing cold takes for Rec, and then hot
Yeah,
My
takes for us.
takes are the
Plunge.
best.
Yeah, we have a lot to get to tonight. We're not going to waste a ton of time. There's just a couple things off the top that I wanted to talk about because, you know, obviously there's some things happening around the world of sports. Scotty, I wanted to start in the NBA. I brought this up to you this weekend. I don't know if you have been keeping tabs on the Michael Porter Jr. media tour that he's been going on. We talked a little bit about it, but in case you guys
figured out his vice, Chris.
we figured out a lot about Michael Porter Jr. There's a reason why Cuban Benny did not like. He maybe Cuban knew something we didn't, but if you guys haven't heard some of the things that Michael Porter Jr. has been saying, obviously former Nugget, now he's with the Brooklyn Nets, but he has been going on podcasts saying some crazy things, and we're like, this feels kind of like Steelerish, where Antonio Brown and all the crazy wide receivers in Pittsburgh leave, and all of a sudden, like, they start talking, and it's like, how did they keep it under wraps while he was there? How did
Cuban!
Cuban, what's up, Cuban?
Wow,
His ears are burning.
Cuban. How do we? If you say his name. What's that wrestler in that one?
Say his name and he
Say his
appears,
name
and
and he appears. I believe in our Benny.
Joe Hendry.
I literally don't know that song, or if
It's Joe Hendry.
It's Joe Hendry, but Cuban Benny is he? We can do this. Let's go, Cuban. We've missed you, buddy.
Yeah, he heard Michael Porter Jr. Oh, someone's shit talking him finally?
I believe in Cuban Benny. Okay, there we go. Michael Porter Jr. Let's talk about some of the quotes he's thrown out there over the last week. If I was ever on Love Island, the world would hate me. Okay, all right, interesting. But that goes with his vice.
Not the world, because not everyone watches Love Island. I don't watch
I
Love
don't even know what
Island.
that is.
Love Island. I didn't get into. I got into more of the Bachelor in Paradise over Love Island, but I've heard Love Island is a big thing. Yeah, it's not great for Michael Porter, but that goes to his vice though, because he has another quote. Quote, my brother, for example, struggled with gambling. My vice has always come in the form of women. My brother Jante, he never seemed to struggle with that vice. All right, that's number 2. There was another
Well,
one.
Another one.
At least he's honest about it.
At least, yeah. You know.
Is that a vice? I mean, he's not married.
Yes.
Well, okay.
Yes, it can very much be a vice.
All right.
Womanizing is a vice.
Yeah.
Tyreek Hill
right.
would know
You're right.
firsthand.
You're right. Yeah. Shame on him.
Also, update: we had a trade in the NFL before we went live.
Yeah, whatever.
Was it anything
It was
of
the
importance?
Texans moved Mechie? Is that what you're talking about?
Oh no, that was earlier. There's a second trade, but yeah, the Texans
Oh.
trade is probably the bigger one.
Oh,
But
that's
yeah,
a
we
bigger
did
one.
have the Texans and Eagles had a trade where John Mechie went to Philly.
Okay.
In exchange for Harrison Bryant and a swap of day 3 picks.
Yep.
Oh.
Okay.
So if you recall earlier, the Saints lost their center for the whole season. So they acquired Luke Fortner from the Jaguars in exchange for D-tackle Kalen Saunders.
Oh, it's Colin, but sure.
Oh, Saunders.
Sure.
Okay.
Oh, my old friend alert, Colin. I love Colin Saunders.
Old
Fun guy.
Colin.
Former chief, of course, but I don't know. I mean, what are the Saints? Do they need a center?
Yeah,
They don't
like I
have
said,
anybody.
there's-
They don't have anybody behind center. So what does it matter if you have a center?
I mean, that's fair. But yeah, Will Clapp got injured early and he is out for the season.
That's gonna.
He's
be
already been
worse
put on
too.
season-ending IR.
They're gonna be so bad.
They're gonna be so yeah. It's
bad.
not gonna look pretty there. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for the breaking news. Back to our regularly scheduled quotes from Michael Porter Jr. of how he's burying himself in the media. So let's keep going. I have a couple more for you, Scotty. You might not have even heard of some of these quotes. So going with the women route of his vice, because he's got vices with women. I'll throw on some Andrew Tate and see how they react. And this is with women. You know who Andrew Tate is?
I do.
Okay.
I do. I mean, I don't I've never watched him, but I know who he is.
Yeah. He's a controversial sort of individual. But yeah, so weird flex for Michael Porter Jr. to throw on Andrew Tate and see how if a girl reacts one way or another. Okay, there's another one.
Another one.
Quote, if you get a nude leak, you can just say it's AI. Huh? Okay. I think he's preparing us for something.
Is this going to be a Murray situation?
So Jamal already went through. That was
AI,
before
'cause that was
AI.
AI.
That was before AI. He didn't have
That
that
was before
luxury.
Allen Iverson.
He didn't have that luxury.
Can we do AI for our hot tub stream?
We could do AI.
Jesus.
It
It
just
just looks like we're in a
it
tub of water.
looks like it. Yeah, we could just fabricate that. Let's see.
And as we speak, Scotty's looking at the price for a green screen.
he's trying to find it.
I'll supplant my abs with my son's.
Yeah,
I find my 8-year-old son checking out his 6-pack
he does. Yeah.
daily.
That's what you were telling me
All of a
that.
sudden, I catch him. I catch him.
All right. Couple more here for you. Michael Porter Jr. I have a whole list of these, but
Medusa's excited about that.
Yeah, baby. What's up, Medusa? Another quote here. I'm not trying to be on the court, and I give you a bucket or something, and then you're talking about that's why I hit your girl. Quote unquote. So there's another one.
Follow that one.
Yeah.
Another one.
It's basically like he's talking trash to dudes that he's playing against, and then they come back and say, that's why I hit your girl. And then it's like, I'm like,
And he's probably like, which one?
which one?
Yeah, the slice of how low that narrows it down.
While on the court, though, he says, quote, I feel like you get kind of you walk on eggshells around them, referring to women referees, quote unquote. There's another one.
Another one.
And then there's the gambling side. If I come out of this game after 3 minutes and y'all hit under my, if y'all hit the under, we're all getting a little bag. Some people think like that, and this is kind of taken out of context. He's like, it's still not bad. It's still not. He's like, it's still bad to do, but he also
probably talking about his brother.
He also said that after this he was like, but it's tempting for dudes to do stuff like that. Yeah. That's it. He's like, I don't endorse it and I don't want people to do it, but it's tempting for dudes who got friends in the hood to do stuff like that if they wanted to. And I'm just like, okay, the NBA is going to be calling on that one.
Gotta help the friend, help a brother out.
So
Exactly.
Cuban,
that under.
Cuban, you were right all along. That doesn't mean he still won us a championship, Cuban, but I think we let him go at the right time. Let's just put it out there like that. Let's see. Only six-pack I ever see is a beer.
Yeah, I've never. My son's like, Dad, did you ever have a six-pack? I'm like, no. What? No.
So, Cuban talking about the Rockies.
Rocks, yeah, comeback player of the year. The Rocks. After
Did
the
you see
break, go.
Did you see the clip I posted in the Discord from the latest Rockies game?
I don't know if I did, but winners of 5 of 6.
5 of 6. They're cruising, cruising towards Rocktober.
If they were able to get in the playoffs right now, they'd be a threat.
They would be. They would be the hottest team in baseball if they make the playoffs, and you would not want to play.
The Milwaukee Brewers still exist.
The Brewers are on a 1-game losing streak.
Yep, after a 14-game win streak.
Well,
they're trending the wrong direction. They're trending
poorly. If they continue at this pace, they're going to lose the rest of their games.
Right. Sorry, Milwaukee.
We're up to 35 wins now here in Colorado.
I'm telling you.
You're doing it. You have half of the wins of the Cubs.
Don't sleep.
Don't let us get hot. Don't let us get hot.
Let's see. I blame Rec for me wanting to watch more baseball. Yeah.
So me and Riley were like negotiating which team she should root for. She started off with the Mets. I'm like, that's a horrible idea.
I mean, you're closest to the Blue Jays, probably, right?
Yeah.
Like location wise.
Yeah.
But I mean, it is Canada, so
yeah. So I think we settled on Seattle.
Just go way the fuck west.
Yeah. With the team that has the home run leader.
Yeah.
Also, real quick, we have a big show to get to. We're doing the last divisions. We're closing them out. We're going to be going into our preview. So we're going to be doing a little quick rapid fire tonight, knowing that it's going to take a little bit to get through. We're going to save the AFC West for last, obviously, because that one always gets a little spicy. But that doesn't change the fact that we're going to hit the North, NFC North, which was crazy competitive last year. The AFC North, which we're going to spend. Rec already got his 10 seconds of fame on the last stream, so we don't even have to cover the Steelers.
Not even the Steelers aren't included.
Yeah,
all we have to say is like 9 and 8.
That's it.
Yeah,
done.
That's it. So we won't.
Good roster, bad coach. Next.
Yeah, and then
I don't even know if I could say great roster this time. To be honest,
Rack, you're going over your time limit.
You're not. Yeah, it's
Roger.
You're right. Conserve it, Rec. You're gonna need to. But last thing. So we're getting some, we had a big podcast this past week that aired, Scotty. New heights. We had Taylor Swift hitting the new heights, and I'm sure you've seen some of the conspiracies.
Yeah. Are you talking about halftime?
About
Super Bowl
the
conspiracies?
potential halftime show for the Super Bowl, Scotty. Now, there is some things that were taken out of that transcript that people are looking a little too deep into, maybe, or are they? So we have Taylor Swift, who mentioned sourdough a ton of times, which, sure, why not? Sourdough, she's into it.
She's into bread right now.
She's
She likes
into
to make
bread. She likes sourdough, and she's making a little on the side. Just a little side hobby, right? But then she also mentioned 60%. The number 60 came up quite a bit. Well, coincidentally, people are looking a little too into it, and they're saying San Francisco. That's where the Super Bowl is going to be played. San Francisco, known for their sourdough. Sourdough's kind of a thing.
News
That's
to me.
also the name of their mascot, Sourdough Sam.
Oh yeah, sourdough Sam. Well, there's just a lot of sourdough references for the potential Super Bowl connection there. And so there's a lot of just people who are trying to figure out and 60, by the way, the 60%, Super Bowl 60. So there's that. Mentioned multiple
Something
times.
having to do with like 47.
47 times there was 47th stop on the Eras tour is also
Was in San Francisco.
So there's just a little bit. Is this all coincidence? And of course, 2026 will be Travis Kelce's 13th NFL season. But a lot of weird numbers and a lot of weird things. So are we in store for a Taylor Swift Super Bowl? Chat, I want to know if you think, maybe you can do a poll rec.
Sure. And also, if that's the case, the NFL will probably rig it for the Chiefs to go to the Super Bowl.
I think that'd be the opposite. I think it'd be the opposite. I think she will do a Super Bowl one day, Chris. But no, not this year. She's not going to go or perform at the Super Bowl when her husband's playing in it. Not going to happen.
Is he going to be playing in it though?
He plays in it every year, Chris. What are you talking about? It's an annual event for Travis Kelce.
You would think
Happens all the time.
you would think she would want to be there. You would think she would want. I mean, she's going to be there anyway, regardless of whether she's performing or not.
She's gonna watch the game and support her husband. She probably wouldn't even be asked to perform at the Super Bowl if she wasn't dating an NFL player. But once again, Travis putting her on the map. Like it's insane.
It's
I like the chat.
ridiculous.
Just hell no, please.
No, she probably will be.
She would. She would do a good job at a Super Bowl halftime show. I'm not like a huge Taylor Swift fan by any stretch, but
you know
I
what?
hear she puts on a good show, Chris.
She has plenty of resources to be able to put on a show of like the most insane magnitude. Because when she was on this podcast, I feel like everybody in the world stopped what they were doing, and I guess I just don't understand it. I don't understand the Taylor Swift thing where you have to be like obsessed with it. You feel like you identify with being obsessed with all the other obsessed fans, and people just, I mean, the Instagram feeds, the Twitter feeds of everyone losing their minds because of a new album. And I'm just like, I don't
Obviously,
get it.
These people are struggling with their life, Chris. So they need
There's a lot of people.
they need something to fall on. And hey, everyone has their stuff to get away from the reality of life. And unfortunately, Taylor Swift fans are just insane. They're a little too intense, a little too aggressive with it. Like it's okay. It's okay. She just sings songs. It's not that serious.
Yeah. I guess I don't like her songs are good. I'm not gonna like drop everything and pay thousands of dollars and like take the day off when her album releases to like I don't know. It's just a little crazy.
I'm
to
taking
me.
that day off. Chris.
I'm sure you
I'm
are.
taking the day off when the album releases for sure.
Just it should be a national holiday at that point for people. I don't know. I just don't get it. I guess I just don't.
The day after the Super Bowl should be the national holiday.
You will be canceled. Billy says if we turn into Swifties, we'll just be canceled. Probably. I mean, who knows?
No, the Swifties will cancel you for talking bad about them.
We're not.
If
We're not
you're
talking bad about
crazy.
Taylor. We're talking bad about you, Swifties.
Exactly.
Yeah. So there's a
Come on,
difference.
like, and I think they understand they're crazy. They understand they're crazy, right?
Yeah.
They have to.
Yeah.
I mean,
They
some
have to.
probably do. A lot probably don't.
I can't tell you 2 Taylor Swift songs. I bet you could.
I bet
you could.
JT, if we did
JT, you could.
if we did a blind listen, I bet you would recognize at least 4 or 5. Minimum.
I mean, I can name off a bunch of her country songs.
I mean, that's when she was country, though. That was back in the day. That was when she got her start in the country scene.
Yeah.
And then she was like, deuces, I'm out of that. I'm on to the pop scene. And now she's freaking...
I mean,
Sell out.
I had a Swiftie that I worked with at the Rockies, Chris, and I was like, let me get this straight. You're excited for her to re-release an album that already is out. Like, it has already been recorded, but now it's hers in her possession, and you're excited to listen to the same song now that she owns the rights to it. You guys are suckered. You're suckers. You're suckers. I don't understand it. Why would you? Who cares? And now apparently, I only found this out because I did watch some of that podcast, Chris. She owns all her music now. Yay!
She bought all her music. Yeah, she
bought it
purchased.
all.
So she's ownership
I mean,
of it.
that's great. Happy
Okay.
for her that. But like the fact that she was able to sell albums that were re-releases of former albums is certifiably insane to me.
Hang on a second, because I haven't been paying attention to that at all. Who owned her music before?
The
labels.
label.
And then it
yeah.
got moved around, and eventually she bought it actually from I forget what it was who sold it to her
Yeah.
earlier this year, but yeah, apparently that's pretty common. When you sign a contract, you don't actually
Vote, guys. Will Taylor Swift do the halftime show? It's in the Super Bowl halftime show. There's a lot of people.
Specifically 60.
There's a lot of people who are out there just trying to speculate whether or not she's dropping Easter eggs on the latest podcast. So, what do you
Honestly,
think?
Scott, what you said, like the take I had in chat, now it has even more merit. We need an indie artist in the halftime show.
Well, that'll never happen.
Yeah,
we
I
already
know.
had we just had an indie artist. What was his
Who?
name? Might as well be. I didn't know like any of his songs.
Who is?
Well, the rapper who was this past
Kendrick
year?
Lamar,
Can't-
he's indie.
Yeah. No, but like I didn't know any songs,
Kendrick
so
Lamar.
to me, he's like
Well,
indie.
No, like indie, like literally has no label at all.
Kendrick.
Yeah,
Like no label, just does his or her own thing.
Let's guys.
I found out
Scotty
tonight
doesn't keep
that
up with the
sourdough is known, or like San Francisco's known for its sourdough.
sourdough. Yeah, sourdough is a big San Francisco thing. Yeah, San Francisco.
How is that even a San Francisco thing? Anybody can
It's
make
kind of
sourdough.
like known to the region, but like it's just you get good sourdough on the West Coast, and San Francisco's part of that. Like, you know, it's kind of like other foods that are unique to certain regions. You know, like I don't know. What was
Yeah,
that
good example,
pierogies in Pittsburgh? Or was it
Yeah,
Skyline
yeah,
Chili.
Skyline Chili?
Not having an airport in Cincinnati.
Yeah, no
Yeah,
airport in
don't get us
Cincinnati.
started on Cincinnati airports. Do not get us started on that. That's
SCG, Colorado can keep the Rocky Mountain oysters. Yeah, oysters in
No, not
Denver, of
that
all people, of all places.
No, I don't think you know what a Rocky Mountain oyster is.
I don't.
no, yeah.
I don't
It's
like
not.
seafood at all.
It's
It's not
not seafood.
It's not
Okay.
seafood.
Ooh, it's
It's a fried bull ball.
it's bull
Right.
testicles that have been
Oh.
fried.
That's a Rocky
So
Mountain
Fine.
oyster. I've had them. They're not bad.
I mean,
little chewy. But
yeah,
So when
I can
someone
feel it all the
tells
way
you to
down
suck
to
on
my
balls, you're like,
balls.
okay.
Yeah.
You give me a good
It's
sauce
with
with it. It's not that dissimilar from like calamari.
Cuban says T Swift will do the halftime show about 30 years after her final album, like everyone else.
Yeah.
Riley Sarado has a history with the gold rush, maybe.
It's probably gonna be Bruno Mars for the third time or something.
Bruno. She will have an Easter egg the night of the performance called "I Used to Have a Tight End." Then her video with Travis Kelce ends up on Pornhub. I mean, yeah, there's.
Gotta give him that huck.
Wow.
And spit on that thing. You get me?
Wow. What do you mean used to? They're getting married.
They're in love. They're in love.
Did you see the podcast? Just
No.
gazing into their eyes, and they're so in love.
Veeb, what did I just walk into?
What Taylor Swift.
Scotty has announced his love for the Swifties.
No, I did the opposite. I'm fine being passionate about something, but you don't have to be insane about it.
We were
And
and balls, yeah,
Well,
true.
Specifically, bull balls.
Yeah, we
Bull testicles.
bull
I mean-
Rocky Mountain oysters.
You deep fry those and you just munch.
We've gotten into a weird section of Swifties, testicles, and
Chris said we were going to really dive
Sourdough.
quickly to
I
division
mean,
previews
if-
tonight, and here we are talking about bull balls.
I mean, if you're a
Taylor
Swiftie, you
Swift.
probably don't have testicles. Let's be real.
That you're insane about the KC Chiefs. Listen, I'm insane, but like I'm not. No, it's
It's
different.
think about that
Shut
for a
up,
second.
STG. It's different.
You
so
think
different.
about that.
you can't handle the truth,
So-
Scotty. You can't handle
so
it.
different.
I love that. He's like, well, maybe. No, fuck you.
See,
Same
here
at
we
all.
are, guys. Here we are. Guys, hit that follow button if you're new to the channel, joining us for the first time. We are always looking to have new community members, and we are always going to be welcoming everyone, whether you're a big sports fan or you're just getting into it. We are the place to be, especially for NFL football, basketball. If you want to talk hockey or baseball, all of those other things, we do that as well. So make sure you guys hit that follow button. We are covering the NFL like nobody else will on this platform. So go ahead, get the notifications every time we go live, and we can't wait to have you as a part of our incredible community. We also have our Discord. Rec, throw the Discord in the chat for us, please. Join the Discord. We will be inviting all of you to join and talk about things going offline when we're not live on Twitch. So there you go. Guys, we have a big show tonight. We are going to dive in right now to the NFL Division Preview Finale. We are going to be breaking down the North and the West. So Kings of the North and the Wild Wild West are on deck for tonight's show. So we can't wait to dive into that. And we're doing that right now. So, guys, if you guys are new to the NFL and you're just trying to learn, feel free to throw out some questions. Feel like you want to understand who's who. We'll make sure you guys have all of the things and information you need. So let's dive into the North, the Kings of the North. And we're most interested in this to start off, the NFC North, which is arguably, going back to last season, one of the more intriguing divisions. So
Probably the best division.
it was definitely one of the divisions where everyone looked at the standings at the end of the season, and record-wise was insane.
They flamed out.
Well, yeah, that's true. But crazy enough, we had multiple teams that were just absolutely just on fire last year. We had the Lions, who finished 15-2. You had the Vikings 14-3, and the Packers 11-6. All 11-6 and third place in your division, kind of crazy. But again, not a lot of representation as they got further into the playoffs, and they were just, it seemed like there was a little bit of fall off there. But let's go ahead and look at the odds of this division going into 2025 season. Now, the Detroit Lions are currently the odds-on favorite to win the division this season. They are plus 155. This is one of the closer divisions in the top 3, though, when it comes to who can come away with this division. So the betting on this one will be very, very interesting. So Lions plus 155, Packers plus 250, and the Minnesota Vikings plus 290. The Bears, not a too distant plus 550, 5.5 to 1 on your money for the Bears, which Scotty and I were high on last year. We thought that the Bears might be a dark horse to make the playoffs last year, Scotty, and we were like really hoping that they would kind of get some wins under their belt. But then they look up at the division, like I said, with all of those insane seasons that the rest of these teams in the division had, and you're just like, yeah, that's going to be a little tough to do. So, Bears coming in last. Do you have any thoughts on those initial odds, Scotty, for these teams in the North Division?
The one I wouldn't touch is Vikings. I just don't. I don't see the Vikings. I mean, I think we can all agree the Vikings overachieved last year. And I'm not even saying, I mean, well, it's yet to be seen whether JJ is an upgrade over Sam Darnold, but like the amount of wins they got was just a little, I mean, it was fluky. It's fluky. They're not that good of a team. I'm not saying they're a bad team, but they're not winning this division. I think it's more likely they finish last in the division than first.
Ooh, you're saying the Bears might have a chance to finish in like that 3 spot where Minnesota kind of
is that a crazy hot take? I think the Bears may not finish last.
I mean,
kind of.
The Bears have had a rough go. They have a decent roster.
Yeah.
I mean, they do, but to me, they're starting to fall into like Jets, Chargers territory.
They're
like they're the Bears until further notice.
I mean, yeah.
But they are who we thought they were.
And we let them off the hook. The days of like Trubisky and oh my gosh,
Jay Cutler.
No, Trubisky with
Justin
their great
Fields,
coach. No,
Andy
the coach.
Matt Nagy.
Matt Nagy.
Nagy.
That combo.
Nagy. All right. Well, let's talk about. All right. Let's save the Bears there. We'll do the Bears next. Let's start with Minnesota then. So, yeah, obviously we have them. They're in an interesting spot coming into this season. Now, Sam Darnold out. JJ McCarthy in. JJ McCarthy obviously got hurt last season. So now we get to see the full experience. Now the Minnesota Vikings finished 14-3. I'm going to take the under on their win total for when it comes to they're not going to be getting close to 14 wins this next coming season. I'll tell you that right now. Nowhere near. But I mean, it's all going to be hinging a little bit more on whether or not the young quarterback can come through and make a big impact here in his rookie season, technically. So you still got Justin Jefferson, still got Jordan Addison. You still got TJ Hawkinson.
Sort of.
Well, sort of. Yeah, there is a suspension with Jordan Addison that is also in play. Let me look at the win totals for the Vikings here and just make sure that we're keeping tabs on where they're projected. So Minnesota Vikings win total odds on are 8.5 wins -1. Let's see where are we at.
I mean, that's a good total for them.
8.5 over 8.5 wins is -140. Under 8.5 wins is +120. So
I'd see some value for the under.
So
I don't know if they'll hit the under, but it's pretty good.
8.5 wins under +120. Do we think they get to 9 wins? Or do they get to double-digit wins this year? I don't know. It's not sure.
I wouldn't. I would bet against it. Am I frozen? Am I alive?
You're alive.
Now you're alive.
You-
I keep going to these sites that like ruin my. Apparently, I
Just clip that.
was,
I keep
I was
going.
Googling that Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce, whatever that was.
Am I-
No, never mind.
Am I frozen? I keep going to these sites that really mess with my.
I keep going to the sites with X in there.
It's called SI.com. Don't go there. It will, Sports Illustrated will literally shut.
No, Sports Illustrated is actually AIDS now. It's all AI ran now. There's no actual writers there anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, they let go of them. Yeah, I mean, listen, I like what they did in the offseason in the sense of like they tried to shore up their offensive line a little bit because by the end of the year, Sam Darnold was getting physically murdered back there. And Sam Darnold is a guy that likes to hold on to the ball. Now you move on to your boy JJ, the great hope of JJ McCarthy, obviously injured last year, so this will be his first season. Addison's suspended for the first 3 games, so we'll see how they adjust with that. But you still have arguably the best wide receiver in the game and Justin Jefferson. So if the offensive line can give JJ McCarthy time, Aaron Jones is there for the 30. He's in his 37th season. But he actually looked pretty good in his first year with Minnesota last year. So they also try to address the interior of the defensive line with like Jonathan Allen and Javon Hargrave, who's big names, but like I don't know if they're the players they were before. So you got Byron Murphy, Harrison Smith. Speaking of guys that have played for 140 years, I feel like Harrison Smith's been in the league since the 90s. I'm not sure. I'll have to look it up, but I think he has. At safety there. I think this is a fine team. I mean, it's a little wild card, but like if I'm betting whether they get to 10 games or not, I'm definitely going short of 10 games. I mean, it's a tough division. I think the Lions obviously will be good. I think the Packers, keep in mind the Packers went 11-6 and granted they won a couple of these games, but they were without Jordan Love, and Jordan Love wasn't even fully healthy for a lot when he came back. So like a healthy Jordan Love and those pieces. So I think those are the 2 top teams, and then the Bears have a nice roster, and it'll all come down to that guy pictured here on the screen. But we'll get into them in a little bit. So I could see. Listen, they weren't a 14-3 caliber team last year by any stretch of the imagination. I thought they might have been they were going to be one of the worst teams in the NFL last year, and then they went 14-3. So that's cool. But overall, I feel like this is a mid team. I don't think this is a playoff team this year.
I think it's going to be interesting with JJ and his development. I think people are looking at that class of quarterbacks, and he's got a lot to live up to based off of what all the other quarterbacks have done coming into the NFL. And so there's going to be a lot of pressure, I think, as a rookie for him to come in. And there was a quote from a media member to Justin Jefferson. They asked, "Do you have to brace yourself to have a little more patience than you had to have in the past, knowing JJ's never done this before?" And Justin Jefferson said, quote, "You have to have patience with JJ. He's pretty much a rookie. You're not really expecting him to have the same mindset as a veteran. You can't really have that expectation from him." And so I'm thinking, I'm seeing that quote, and I'm just like, that's from a Vikings outlet that posted that, and I'm just like, ooh, that's not that's not a great endorsement necessarily. You're saying he's a rookie, you got to be patient. That makes me take a step back and be like, okay, I don't know.
I will say Kevin O'Connell is one of the best offensive minds in football.
Yes. I mean, to be able to do what he did last year with Sam Darnold, I mean, Sam Darnold, we had zero expectation for, and look what happened, right?
Less than zero.
and on top of that, they do have one of the best defensive minds as well in Brian Flores.
Yeah.
Everyone's favorite coach, Brian Flores, especially out in Miami.
Yeah.
Captain,
hey, he might not be head coach material, but he can still run a damn good defense.
Let's see, Captain Urban, do you guys did get to the part where you preview the Bengals 17-0 with the most insane single season offensive performance of all time? Did I miss that? You didn't. We haven't gotten to that division yet. It's coming up next. Here. Don't worry. Scotty has a lot to say about the Bengals going 17-0.
They'll be historical this year in some fashion. It may not be offensively.
We just talked about the skyline and lack of airports. Yeah, that was true. You're still working on the airport thing.
True. Don't worry, Cincinnati. You'll get one day. It's a place where planes fly in and out of.
Is that what that is? Yeah.
It's a trap.
It's a trap. I like.
Just whenever you build an airport, don't take any advice from these people from Denver. They don't know what they're talking about.
What are you talking about? I mean, we have a demon horse and all sorts of other fun things out here in the middle of nowhere. 30 minutes away from anything.
Black Market, Minnesota fan, obviously. Kevin O'Connell is the quarterback whisperer. I just got here. Can you give a quick NFC North recap? We literally just only talked about Minnesota just now. So we're still going through the rest of the division, so don't you worry. Also,
Kevin O'Connell, like some of the roster, it's just like they so overachieved last year. There's going to be a downfall there.
I mean, you can't expect them to have a better season. Like, if you were to say that they were going to have a better season than they had last year, it's almost impossible for you to say, yeah, that seems plausible. I don't think that's the case, especially with JJ McCarthy. But I'm excited to see what the kid's got. Again, he's got a lot of pressure. He's got a lot of expectations from that draft class to live up to. So Minnesota's going to be interesting. This division is going to be interesting for sure.
I think JJ might take a year. I mean, he was kind of coddled at Michigan. Michigan relied on the run game. He didn't have to do a lot. He never had to be. JJ never had to be like the savior of the team or come back and win a game. Like, if they were trailing, like they probably weren't winning the game. I want to see that dog out of JJ, and I think it's going to at least take a year to get comfortable. So I think there's going to be a lot of games where JJ struggles this year. And that doesn't mean I don't think he can be good eventually. I just think there's a decent learning curve for him.
Well, and we mentioned it with the quote from Justin Jefferson, right? Where he's patience. He's a rookie. You don't have the expectation of him being the same mindset of a veteran. Direct quote. So it's like, yeah, you kind of brace yourself. Also, Chairman, who saw a lot of JJ, especially in college, in Michigan. I like JJ, but he's a rookie for all intents and purposes. Probably still an upgrade from Darnold, but they had a miracle season last year, in my honest opinion. So there you go.
Chris, I said, we have to get through 16 teams. We're not doing a good job.
We're not doing a great job. Let's move on to the next one here. Let's
I'm saying it's mostly my fault, probably, but
no. I mean, there are some more interest. Like, we're not going to spend any time on the Steelers, so we're just taking that time.
15 teams. Right?
That'll help. Yeah, we're only going 15 teams tonight. All right, so Minnesota. There you go. Just temper expectations, Minnesota fans. And Black Market. Just you might have to have some patience.
Look for flashes from the QB.
Yes,
flashes, and KOC will put them in good spots.
Yeah.
All right, let's go. Let's head over to. Let's get Chicago out of the way. Let's just move with Chicago, because Chicago's.
Speaking of tempering expectations, Mitch Trubisky is still a top 5 quarterback in team history. That's how bad the quarterback position has been historically.
Yeah, no. The Bears have never had any legit quarterbacks in their history that have really, you can say, yeah, those guys are the legends of our franchise that put up all the numbers, all the stats, and took us to the promised land. It doesn't really, you don't get that from quarterbacks typically. So, what's weird is we've seen a lot of off-season. You've probably, you've seen a bunch of the Twitter posts of Caleb Williams, who's like, there's some good stuff and there's some really bad stuff we've seen videos of Caleb, and it's like, is he gonna take that leap in this next year? So he's gonna be coming back as a quarterback, obviously. Matt Eberflus out, Ben Johnson in. So Ben Johnson taking over the helm. Other additions in the offseason. So guard, they picked up Jonah Jackson, Joe Thuney. They have second round pick Luther Burden, which is in place of then Keenan Allen, who left as well. Gerald Everett out.
They drafted Colson Loveland with their first.
Colson Loveland. Yep. So Colson Loveland, which a lot of people, we talked about the fantasy side. Grady Jarrett, Drew Dahlman also came in on this offseason for the Bears. The Bears seem to really want to get an offensive line in place for this team going into the 2025 season. So finished 5-12, trying to get them some help on the offensive side of the football, some more protection. And the over-under total for the Chicago Bears this season, we are looking around, give or take, let's see, 7.5 wins, over 7.5 minus 135, under 7.5 wins plus 110. So, Scotty, from a 5-win team to potentially a 7-win team, maybe 8.
Vegas is leaning 8.
Leaning 8. Do
numbers.
you see it?
I mean, it all comes down to Caleb, right? Like, and you hear reports, and I think people kind of maybe love to hate on Caleb because he was the great hope and all of this stuff and
high
number 1 overall
expectations.
pick, but then some people hate, he paints his fingernails and things like that. They'll be like, well, see, he can't ever be a leader of a team because he paints his fingernails. I won't get involved with that, but this roster has talent. They did a good job. They obviously made some deals, traded for Jonah Jackson and Joe Thuney, like you talked about, shore up the offensive line, give him the ability. And Rome Odunze apparently has looked really, really good in camp. He should supplant DJ Moore as wide receiver 1 on this team, I think, this year. And then the defense is solid, not spectacular. I know they added Grady Jarrett, again, another interior defensive lineman, maybe on the tail end of his career, but has had some good seasons. Montez Sweat needs to do a little more than he did after they acquired him. But still have obviously Jalen Johnson, one of the top corners in the game in the defensive backfield. So you have pieces. I like what they've done in the offseason, but like none of it matters if Caleb Williams doesn't play significantly more consistent than he did last year. To me, it's not a talent issue. It's are you able to read defenses? Are you able to get to your second, third option? Are you able to audible out of something because you see something on the defense that puts you in a good situation? I just don't know if Caleb hasn't proven to this point that he can do that yet. I'm not saying he can't, but he hasn't proven it yet. Obviously Ben Johnson, the great offensive mind coming over from Detroit, but things I've heard is like Ben Johnson runs a complicated offense. So this year, under year 1 with Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams, it might look bad at times because of that. I think long term, hopefully Ben Johnson's a great thing for Caleb Williams' career, but in the short term to intermediate term, there's going to be some ugliness to it because I hear it's just a lot to learn and a lot to put on him. So they have an upside of being a playoff team, I think, honestly, but Caleb has to play significantly better.
There's a quote like a week ago. I think it was from Ben Johnson talking about how him admitting that he's been doing too much with Caleb Williams, like putting too much on him.
You burn him out. Don't burn him out.
That's not a good thing in the slightest.
No. So yeah, it'll be interesting. I do think they take a slight step forward. I mean, the fact that they invested so much in that offensive line, I think it'll help them this season. So I think they do have a better season. Do I think they can compete? Maybe they finish into that 3rd spot. I don't know if I see them breaking with the next 2 teams we're about to be covering. I think those other 2 teams are still probably going to be battling out for the division title. But I do think the Chicago Bears take a little step forward this year. So what that looks like, we'll see. But it also depends on how far if the division is going to be as competitive as it was last year. But let's get into the next one here. Let's go Green Bay. Let's go to Green Bay. Talk about the Packers a little bit. The most spoiled franchise when it comes to quarterbacks, because why not? They just continue to just hit quarterback after quarterback. Don't have any change at quarterback, no change at head coach. Those stay the same coming from 2024 to 2025. Record last season, 11-6. Already talked about that a little bit when we were talking about the standings. But, going into this one, the Packers, they made some moves. I don't know if they really blew me away with a bunch of their moves, but at the same time, they still made some moves. They brought in guard Aaron Banks. They brought in corner Nate Hobbs. They got Matthew Golden, 23rd overall rookie wide receiver, who's going to be a big option for the offense on that side of things. Still have Josh Jacobs, Jaden Reed on the offensive side of the football, but Jordan Love coming back. A lot of people like Jordan Love to take another step forward. Tucker Kraft, tight end. And then you have, the defense, which, I think the defense is fine as well. So, I think, Scotty, when it comes to the Green Bay Packers, they're going to be the ones that might be a little dark horse for picks to take the division. Maybe the Lions, people don't want to believe in the Lions again after a 15-2 season last year, but do the Packers dethrone the Lions this year?
They certainly could. Listen, I had the Packers, I think, preseason last year in our Super Bowl preview. I had the Packers in the Super Bowl against the Chiefs. So I was high on the Packers. Obviously didn't quite live up to that. And they were actually awful within division. Outside of division, I mean, they went 11-6. I think they went like 1-5 in division play. They were bad. But you touched on Matthew Golden, who a lot of reports coming out of camp is that he's been an absolute stud as a rookie wideout option, because you can't rely on Christian Watson, who's always hurt. They did have to release Jair Alexander, but then again, that guy was always hurt too, and hurt a lot of last year and not available for him. So it's not really a loss because he wasn't playing. But if he was playing and healthy, and Jair of 3 years ago, that's one of the best corners of the game. So that could potentially be a loss. I'm most worried on defense about their back secondary. I think the front seven's fine. Rashawn Gary's really good. Luke Van Ness has shown flashes. Kenny Clark's a good D tackle. Quay Walker's a really good linebacker. So I think they're fine in the front seven. I don't know if they have great playmakers on the back end. So that would be my question mark. The offense, I think, should cook. Josh Jacobs, people sleep on Josh Jacobs and don't talk about Josh Jacobs enough. Dude's been a baller throughout his career thus far. He was great in Green Bay last year. In fantasy, I feel like he's getting slept on for sure. Pretty decent offensive line. Jordan Love, I do think, is a hit, Nick.
Yep.
I don't know if it's a monster hit. Obviously, he's got to do a little more, but you go back 2 years, they made that run in the playoffs where they were close. They were close to beating San Francisco, who ended up making the Super Bowl. They should have won that game, frankly. So after they blew out the Cowboys in the playoffs, and he looked like he was getting into form to be the next great Packers quarterback. So let's see. Injuries derailed him a little bit last year, but I think the Packers are a team that people aren't talking about enough, and they are a legit threat in my mind, not only to possibly win this division, but potentially make a Super Bowl.
Let's put a poll in the chat, Rec. Who wins the division in this one, the NFC North? Who's gonna take it? I want everyone to vote in the chat. Also, too, let's see. I got the Vikings to win it, says Nick. Packers are the dark horse mid. The Packers are the team that won't die, says Chairman. If Love needs to do more, that not a hit for me.
Then not a hit. Well, he's only been a starter for 2 years, so. More to say it's an absolute hit.
Vote. Who's winning the NFC North? The Vikings, Bears, Packers, or Lions? Vote right now. The poll is open. So, Packers, big one that people are picking, but are they picking them to beat the Detroit Lions? Let's talk about the Detroit Lions. Lions 15-2 last season. Bringing back a lot of the players. They dealt with a lot of injuries, obviously. We were going in some crazy injury bug on the defensive side of the football when it came to how they just kind of, sputtered into the playoffs with a roster that's probably not the healthiest. So they are trying to fix some of those issues from last season into this season. So no quarterback change, still got Jared Goff, and no head coaching change. But this might be, Scotty, this is kind of a make or break season in some instances for the Lions, right? To win the Super Bowl with this current team, they're $46 million over the projected cap for 2026 with not a lot of fat to trim. They still got, the cap hit, Jared Goff, $69 million cap hit that they're going to try to find a way to reduce. But they'll find a way. But considering he has a big cap hits in 27, 28, so there's that they have to figure out. But I feel like this is a team with the expectations of last year going 15-2 and have nothing to show for it. I mean, to go 15-2 and to have the disappointing season is kind of crazy.
One and done in the playoffs.
Yes, it's not. It was not great. It was the loss to Washington, 45-31. Scotty, this feels like a team that needs to actually make it to a Super Bowl this year. Otherwise, what else are they? And what else can they do? What else can they do? I mean, staying healthy is a big aspect of that.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't do a lot in the offseason, but maybe they just felt like, hey, getting healthy is the best thing we can do. Because when we were healthy, we feel like, I'm sure front office feels like when healthy, this is a Super Bowl caliber team, and they're not wrong with that. They are great offensive line. Jared Goff's played well within the system. Obviously, you have one of the best running backs in the game, Jahmyr Gibbs. You got Amon-Ra, you got Jameson Williams on the outside, really nice duo. And you get Aiden Hutchinson back, who you didn't have for a majority of last season, your best defensive player, along with getting a lot of those other guys back. I wonder if they feel more pressure this year after the 15-2. Now, expectations are sky high, right?
Yes.
It's almost Super Bowl or bust. If you're not making the Super Bowl, if you're Lions, it sounds weird as the Lions to be Super Bowl or bust, but that's the reality. They don't make the Super Bowl, it almost feels like they came up short. And then, they got some contracts and things to figure out moving forward to keep this team together. They'll be fun to watch, Chris. They're going to score points. The defense is good when healthy. I don't know if they're elite, but they're solid. Can create chaos and turnovers. And then you have Dan Campbell, who, crazy motherfucker.
Crazy dude. Motivator.
Puts all his balls on the table. I bet he loves Rocky Mountain oysters.
I
bet
can
he
feel
eats
all the way
Rocky
down
Mountain
in my
oysters
plums.
for breakfast.
Oh, he kneecaps and Rocky Mountain oysters. That's what Detroit does.
And 2 ventis with extra espresso shots thrown in, because he said that himself.
Yeah.
So they're gonna be fun to watch. They're gonna be right there, and in a NFC that doesn't. Obviously, there's Eagles really good, but the NFC's there for the taking. There's not certainly not the quarterback play in the NFC that'll carry a team that there is in the AFC. So,
well, and Nick,
this is their moment. This needs to be the year for the Lions.
Nick makes a good point though. Ben Johnson hurts the Lions.
They lost both coordinators.
They lost both coordinators, so that's going to be that kind of the wild card of who's what's that going to look like from an offensive and defensive standpoint? What philosophies that you were utilizing that you're going to be shifting to this year? That's going to be a big aspect. So we'll see. Either way, you still got the captain on the, Dan Campbell's going to make sure that coaching staff is in a good spot. And of course, we have a tie. Lions and Packers in the chat. Vote, of course. We can never not get a tie. All right. Well, there you go. So there you go. There's the NFC North. Now, we're not even going to hold on to your butts. We're just going to go straight into the next one, guys. We're going to go straight in. But thank you guys for being here. Hit that follow button. If you're new to the channel, again, no one's going to cover NFL better on any live streaming platform better than how we cover the NFL here. So make sure you share this with your friends. Make sure you're getting other people to just come in and join us in the chat. We can't wait to grow with you guys, especially watching NFL with you all season long. It's going to be the place you'll want to be So hit that follow button. We can't wait to have you as a part of our community. Chairman, we'll see. They started doing well with Campbell, took over the play calling before handing off to Ben Johnson. Okay. Yeah. So
I mean, we'll see where it's at.
Yeah.
I don't know, but that is a big factor for them, losing both coordinators to head coaching spots in the offseason. I'm not saying it can't work out, but seeing that play out will be interesting. And how big of a factor were those guys in the success of the team between Aaron Glenn and Ben Johnson?
By the way, I forgot to do over-under totals for this team. Over-under 10.5 wins. Over is plus 110. Under minus 130. So 10.5 wins is kind of
it's kind of a low number coming off 15 last year.
Yeah, agreed. And especially getting healthy coming into a new season. I feel like the over seems
tough division, but like, yeah, it almost feels too obvious. Like,
Yeah, it feels like a trap.
I mean, yeah,
missing.
It's a trap.
I mean, even the over 11.5 wins, even if just to get to 12 wins, is plus 190. If you wanted to stretch that a little bit. So, interesting. But, all right, let's move on. Let's get to the next division. We have 3 more divisions to cover here. So, let's get to the AFC North. AFC North is next on our list for our finale of division previews as we head into the 2025 NFL season. We are almost there, ladies and gentlemen, and we can't wait for the start of the season. But we got a few teams in the north of the AFC side that we're going to cover. Well, 3 to be exact, because we're not going to cover the Steelers. We already covered them in 10 seconds on our last show. But let's dive into this division. So this is usually a competitive division, right? Outside of maybe one team, which we all know is kind of the...
Don't talk about the Steelers.
Okay, yeah. I get it. Sorry, Rec. Baltimore Ravens are the favorites, according to FanDuel Sportsbook, to win this division at minus 150. The rest of the division starts at Cincinnati, plus 260, second to win the division in odds for the AFC North. Pittsburgh Steelers plus 470, and then the Cleveland Browns a distant plus 3,500 with old man River here. Joe
Nick Bruner is really high on the Browns, saying they could even win the North.
And then better make that bet now.
Yeah.
35 to 1 on your money.
That was a lie.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and start with the Browns.
Steelers suck and finish 4th, says Nick.
We all know that's not the case.
Browns or Ravens for the North. Interesting. Scott.
Let me make my point.
Scotty, this is pretty straightforward on the betting side when it comes to who we should expect to win this division, correct?
Yeah, I think the Ravens should be big front runners here. Bengals have a lot of talent and a lot of issues. The Steelers are the Steelers, so they'll be mediocre, and
The Browns
are
is
the
the
Browns.
Browns.
So
Let's get.
I feel like, obviously health pending. If they're relatively healthy, the Ravens should take care of business.
Let's get these bottom 2. We're gonna spend probably the least amount of time, on these. So Browns finished 3-14 last season. They don't. I would say we know. I usually try to say who their quarterback was previously and who their new quarterback is. Same thing with coaches. We don't know who their quarterback is. We have no idea what's going to be happening.
Probably Flacco.
Flacco's currently in there as the number 1 on the depth chart as of right now. But
Because he's the only one that's been healthy the whole time.
Correct. And so, but then they also too have a couple rookies on this. And not to mention Kenny Pickett, who's back in the division as well. But Dylan Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders, there's going to be a point where people are going to be calling for Shedeur, even though they drafted Dylan Gabriel higher. But Joe Flacco is the captain on the quarterback side when it comes to what they're leaning towards right now. That could change, but this team isn't going anywhere. There's a lot, they're going to suck again. Like, let's just put it like we're not going to sugarcoat it. They're going to suck. They have no idea what they're doing when it comes to how. I was just confused with like their draft a little bit. They got a 5th overall Mason Graham on the defensive line. Otherwise, not really anything to get excited about.
It's even more funny when you think about they have these 4 quarterbacks, Chris, and all 4 of them combined aren't making near the amount of money as the guy that's not even playing this year for them, Deshaun Watson. So,
Don't forget, they have a 5th quarterback now.
who?
They signed Tyler Huntley because everyone else got hurt.
Oh, nobody cares.
Tyler Huntley.
Yeah, the Browns have Myles Garrett. He's good, Chris. He wanted traded and then instead signed a massive defensive contract. I think at the time the largest ever.
I mean, yeah, it wasn't even close. Like, he broke the entire market.
Yeah, shattered it. The Browns were desperate and sad.
Next largest was like $35.3 million, and he signed for $40.
Jerry Jeudy had a nice year for him last year, but anytime you can go 3-14 and you're like, you know how we really reset this franchise? Let's start Joe Flacco next year.
That's how the reset goes. Yeah.
Like, there's just no plan. There's no semblance of like, how do we move forward? They got Denzel Ward, nice corner. Offensive line's fine. David Njoku's okay, but like, this team is not going to be enjoyable to watch. They're going to be bad, Chris. They're going to be bad.
So that's all we got to say about the. We don't have Cleveland fans in this chat, so it's fine. We can just shit on them.
We got Nick Bruner right here doing his best.
Yeah.
To explain how the Browns will bullshit their way into a division title. I'll say this much. Obviously, y'all know how much I harp on coaches and how everything's their fault. Stefanski is the exception. Everything wrong with Cleveland is not his fault. And if I'm him, I want to be fired so I can go literally anywhere but Cleveland.
He's like Steve Nash when Steve Nash inherited like Kevin Durant and James Harden in Brooklyn, and he was like, I can't wait to get fired of this job. Storchio, my homie is visiting from Hawaii. He's a Bears fan listening in. Welcome in. Thank you, Storchio, for sharing with your bro. Appreciate that.
Hope those Bears.
Yeah,
Bears can be better.
I think the Bears are going to take a step forward. Shout out to your Bears. Let's go. All right, let's get to so we took care of Cleveland. Pittsburgh. Let's just get to Pittsburgh. We'll move quickly through this one. 10-7 last season. We expect them to basically be the same this season. If not, I think the trend is typically they are just above 500 by like a game, and they make the playoffs and they're out in one round. This might be one of the years where maybe they don't get into the playoffs. But again, history's not on my side there. Out is Russell Wilson and Justin Fields. In is Aaron Rodgers. Still have the same head coach in Mike Tomlin, who's going to be running things. Sorry, Rec, for you. So he's going to be there.
Mike.
You got rid of George Pickens. In comes DK Metcalf. Jalen Ramsey's in the mix this year as well. 21st overall pick, Derek Harmon, rookie defensive lineman. And then Jonnu Smith is also added to this roster. But the key is here, Aaron Rodgers. Is he a shell of himself, and will he continue to just not really get much out of a season, or is Mike Tomlin going to try to get the veteran quarterback to do better than he has fared in recent stops in like New York? Rec, I'll let you take the helm here. Keep it brief. Keep it brief.
Yeah. So, like, a lot of these moves, like the Steelers really think that they're big game-changing moves. The only one that's really need a mover to me is replacing Pickens with DK Metcalf. But
I think that's a Spider-Man meme.
I mean, at very least DK's more mature and has better hands. Pickens dropped a lot, especially at the end of the year last year.
Oh, I think their hands are pretty similar.
They made a lot of loud stuff. A lot of them were head scratches too. Like, you trade away Minka Fitzpatrick because he doesn't get enough interceptions. Trade away one of the leaders in the locker room, and you bring in a guy that's been outed as a locker room cancer in Jalen Ramsey. even though the quarterback position's already filled. So I don't get that. And then Johnny Smith is just Arthur Smith's version of crack. He's gotta get his fix in.
The moves felt desperate to me. The moves felt like
They are desperate.
They felt
everyone.
you bring in Aaron Rodgers. Sorry, Rick. You bring in Aaron Rodgers,
Okay.
and I think there's just this pressure to like, all right, we have to get the last juice out of the orange here, the last squeeze of the lemon of Aaron Rodgers. So we got to put some veterans around him to make him feel comfortable. Otherwise, he's going to be upset. We're going to have a shit season, and everything's going to go off the rails. Until you realize all the moves you made, it just feels like the Phoenix Suns. You know, like you throw a bunch of good talent, big names, hoping it's going to blend and mesh well, and it's not. It's not going to end up amounting to much. So that's where I just feel desperation.
I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the secondary, obviously Darius Slay, Jalen Ramsey, and Joey Porter Jr. on paper, you're like, that's still, even if it's desperate, it looks nice-ish. Ish. Obviously, some of those tailing on the end of their careers in Slay and Ramsey, but still. But I think DK and Pickens are kind of like I said, a Spider-Man meme where they're pretty similar players, where like you'll see that. I feel like DK has been a little inconsistent. He has monster games and then he disappears for games, kind of like Pickens can have at times. So, yes, he's more mature than Pickens, but that's a very low bar.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
So, and Rodgers, I just don't believe in at all. I just don't believe in Rodgers at this point at all. I don't even think Rodgers actually believes in Rodgers.
No,
I think he's just like, let's just give it one more year. Let's get a paycheck. Let's try and throw the ball around a little bit, and then I'll ride off into the sunset or into the darkness, wherever he wants to go.
Probably the darkness.
Probably the darkness. The over/under total minus 110 for both is set for the Pittsburgh Steelers at 8.5. Pretty average
You take
at
the
best.
over.
I would have bet $1 million it was set at 8.5, Chris. I didn't know what it was at, but I would have bet $1 million it was at 8.
Minus 110 either way, 8.5. So it's gonna be right there. I'm not even gonna sweat that one. Colin Cowherd.
But yeah, I'm not excited about this. Usually I'm excited about the roster. There's individuals I'm excited about. I'm not excited about this team as a whole.
Yeah. So 8.5. By the way, I didn't say Cleveland's.
This is the least high Rex been on this team.
I know,
since I've known him.
I
So
completely agree.
They might be really good.
They might. They might surprise.
I've
people.
even told my group, like my work, that this is the most pessimistic I've ever been on this team.
Is it because
I
you
do
hate
not like
Rodgers?
these moves.
I know you hate Mike Tomlin, but is it also just because you just hate Rodgers?
I mean, that's also part of it. I don't like Rodgers. The moves they are making make no sense. It's just like almost everything they did has me like, why? The draft I did like, but that's about it.
Yeah, it's not a lot to be excited about, and I'm sorry, Rec. I mean, this is usually how I feel going
Nick
into
is
NFL
so-
seasons.
Nick, you're so high on your Browns. Like, dude, you gotta simmer down. Like, you can talk bad about the Steelers and Bengals all you want, but again, you're a Browns fan. You should not have expectations. Let's be honest.
Embrace the darkness.
The Browns, by the way, over under total is 4.5.
The Browns. That should be their slogan. If I worked for their social media, it'd be like, our slogan's embrace the shit.
Honestly, embrace the darkness. That should be the Steelers thing with Aaron Rodgers and his darkness retreats.
Rec clearly wasn't around the Bubby Brister era. Nope.
I mean, I wasn't alive then. I was born during the Porto Stewart era.
Colin Cowherd probably listening to get Rec's take here. Colin, where you at, Colin? Hopefully you're.
It's not Colin, but maybe one of Colin's cronies.
Yeah.
The bar for being more mature than Pickens is on the ground. He would literally have to dig a hole to go underneath it. I mean,
which at this point,
but I promise you, the Steelers knew that when they drafted him.
They did. They knew exactly what they were doing.
I talked to a guy who had full knowledge that everyone in the NFL knew the reason he dropped to what he did is because he's insane.
Yeah, and now you're so excited for him to be a Cowboy.
Listen, the Cowboys had a rough year. Right now, they just need a little more talent. All right.
Yeah.
So, in that sense, yes. Do I like George Pickens? No, I'm not. No, but is he an incredible athlete? Yes, he is.
So yeah, Browns. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention 4.5 is their over/under total. The over is overwhelmingly the favorite there. So people are picking them to get to at least 5 wins.
I would lean towards the under.
Let's give it a
Give it up. Hey,
4.5. Is 4.5 the lowest total? What were the Saints?
The Saints were, I think, 4.5 as well, if I'm not mistaken. I think those. Let me take a look at the Saints. I know we talked about it on our.
I do already have money on the Steelers to get 9 wins. I got plus money on.
Yeah, over under 4.5 wins for the Saints is -130. It's similar. They're very similar, Browns and Saints. So.
Also, sorry, one last thing on the Steelers. Best way to describe them is the 2020 Pro Bowl team.
Not a good sign.
Not a good. No, that's pretty.
I don't even know why. Why did they want Jonnu Smith?
Because
Arthur Smith probably has he's got a little affiliation. You know, he's got.
Yeah, this is the 3rd team where they've been on the same team.
Yeah,
and it's not like Jonnu's ever had like a monster year with Arthur Smith. So it's
yeah, I know. Arthur traded for him back when he was the head coach of Atlanta. Yes, Riley, we are bringing back Fan Face-Off.
Fan Face-Off will be back. Don't worry. Every Sunday night, we'll be doing Fan Face-Off. If you guys are fans of a team, we want you to be a part of the Fan Face-Off. So make sure you join us each and every single Sunday night football. If you are just have nothing else going on, this is the place to be. Let's move on to... go ahead, Rick.
So I was just saying, yeah, Riley was in my channel talking about how she really enjoyed being on stream for the fan.
Yeah, so anyone, if you guys are fans of a team that's playing on Sunday Night Football, make sure you're part of our Discord. Rec will get you all situated on everything, and we'll get you in to join us on live coverage of the Sunday Night Football. So love to have you.
Like, I'm so there. Unfortunately, I don't think the Browns play.
Yeah, who would ever want to see the Browns?
Well, there might be a week where we have a couple NFC North or AFC North teams playing, and we could just have Nick come on and shit on them. As you know, we can just do that. Yeah. So Nick, there we go. That works. So speaking of shit, we already covered the Browns. Just kidding. I'm just kidding, Nick. I'm just kidding. That was a joke. Sorry.
Was it?
No.
Let's go to the Ravens next.
No, I was gonna go Cincinnati, but if you want to go Ravens, we can. Love you, Nick. Let's go to Cincinnati. Cincinnati is next on our list of teams. Now, Cincinnati.
Before you start there, Trey Hendricks or the Bengals have announced that they are listening to trade offers.
Which
for the star pass rusher Trey Hendrickson.
Trey Hendrickson is the big name in the news as of right now. So we'll keep tabs on that. We'll see where he ends up going. But that's again, deep.
Sorry, real quick. I don't usually listen when Chris is trying to pitch the stream. Did you say as the pitch, if you have absolutely nothing else to do, this is the place to be?
It's a trap.
We're gonna have to work on your pitch.
Yeah, we'll work on the pitch a little bit better.
If you literally have
nothing happening,
I would say if you're on death row, this is slightly better.
It might, you might not. Ooh. What kind of a door? Yeah, you're right. Sorry. So this is the best place to be. If you have all those plans in the world, if you have all the plans in the world, cancel them for this. There we go. That was more of a winner. There we go.
We're new at this.
Yeah, we're new. Yeah, we've only. Yeah, this is our. Yeah, we're not that. We're not that. Big to get this stuff on lockdown on the first try. All right, guys, Cincinnati. Let's get into Cincinnati. All right, finished 9-8 last season. Still rocking with the quarterback's the same, head coach is the same. So bringing it all back. Defense has been a challenge. Let's just put it like that. Is it weird that people I think want to keep jumping on the Bengals, and why do I feel like the best years are behind us for the Cincinnati Bengals? It's just for some reason I'm just like, if I'm a stock market, I'm kind of selling my Bengals stock. Now they do have a lot of great, offensive weapons. Joe Burrow, you got Chase Brown, who I think we were talking a lot about on our fantasy kind of preview about some people might be sleeping on Chase Brown a little bit, but Jamar Chase, T. Higgins still there, Mike Gesicki still there. Offensively, you're gonna have still the firepower there, right? So that's still on the table. Now, defense is where they've struggled. Trey Hendrickson, we just mentioned, he looks like he might be on the way out. Not a good thing for a defense that was absolutely awful. So you're going to have to boat race teams. And I just don't know if are we going to get a healthy Joe Burrow coming into a season? We typically don't get healthy Joe Burrow coming into a season. So that's something we'll be keeping an eye on. They're hitting him in practice. He's fine. But, I mean, they got dudes tackling him in practice, when that's the case as well. I think this team is a little... I don't know if this is a team I truly can get behind as being a top echelon team compared to their previous expectations. But again, as long as you have Joe Burrow and a good offense, offensive weapons, you still always have a chance. But 9-8, I think their over-under total right now currently is sitting at 9.5 wins, and it's -110 for both, over and under. Scotty, where are you at on the Bengals? And Rex, throw a poll. Who wins this division?
This is the lowest.
I mean, do we need a poll?
I've been on the Bengals.
Agreed.
In years.
Agreed.
They're just a mess, and it feels like an implosion waiting to happen. When you have one side of the ball that is elite, and you have the other side of the ball that's just maybe the worst in football, like resentment sets in, right? Like the players start, the offensive players start to hate the defensive players, and the defensive players can feel that and are like, fuck off. And like, I just feel like there's not going to be a team out here. But like, listen,
good night, Riley.
A few years ago, good night, Riley. Thanks for joining us. A few years ago, like the Chiefs, for example, had the decision to pay Tyreek or pay Chris Jones. And they chose Chris Jones, and they've won 2 Super Bowls and been to a third and lost. It feels like them re-signing T. Higgins to me was the wrong choice. Pay your dude on defense.
Yeah.
Like, this is, I mean, I just don't understand. You have a generational, you have a potential Hall of Fame QB, right? Like one of the top 4 QBs in the game. You have 2 top targets now with Chase and Higgins.
Arguably the best.
But you missed the playoffs last year because your defense was terrible. And how do you fix it? You lose a few guys from that defense and don't replace them. and then you're the leading sack guy from last year, your only good defensive player, you piss off and leave mad and wanting a trade. I don't understand where they're coming from or what they're thinking. I really don't. So are Bengals fans or games going to be fun to watch because it's going to be just a back and forth affair of points? Probably.
Take the overs on those games.
I mean, if they miss the playoffs again, that'll be 3 times in 4 years with a generational quarterback in Joe Burrow. So I don't know. I just hate how they handle situations. I think the Bengals are lucky to be in the position they are with getting the number 1 pick to take Joe Burrow, getting Jamar Chase. Like, they don't deserve this because their management team sucks and their ownership sucks. It might be the worst in football.
I'm not saying it's gonna be a hot take because I don't know if this is necessarily a hot take. This might be one of the dysfunctional teams this season. I think this could potentially be like one of those. The locker room is absolutely toxic. You have all sorts of things being said in the media. Cincinnati, if they have a rough start, if they're as bad as Nick says at 8-8, which is in the realm of possibility, I could see the wheels.
They can't go 8-8.
Well, yeah. 9-8, or just even like somewhere around that range. I think it's going to be kind of one of those seasons where there's going to be a lot of toxic aspects coming out of that locker room. Diacol in the chat, according to Denver radio station, Joe came out and said he can win a Super Bowl, but not with the defense not doing their job and giving up all the points they do.
Obvious choice is obvious.
Yep, it makes sense. So, yeah, I just think Cincinnati. I can't get on that bandwagon.
Well, and I hate Jamar Chase, not as a player, but as just off the field.
Yeah.
Dude's a hater. And
yeah. So real quick, going through the list of starters for the Bengals, Trey Hendrickson's not involved. Just tell me all the names you recognize and or respect. On the D line, you got Myles Murphy, TJ Slayton, BJ Hill, and Joseph Asai.
Huh?
I know 3 of the 4 of those guys. Myles Murphy's second-year lineman. BJ Hill's been there for a while.
Yeah.
Asai's nothing. Yeah, it's not good.
Yeah. I think Asai was the one that had the hit on Mahomes that put them in field goal range to win the AFC Championship game.
Shout out.
They got 2 linebackers, Logan Wilson and Demetrius Knight Jr.
Yeah, Logan Wilson's a vet. Been around the block a little bit. I don't know who that other guy was.
Yeah, same. Your cornerback room has Cam Taylor-Britt, DJ Turner II, and Daxton Hill.
Cool.
Gross.
Cool.
Yeah, but the only reason I like Dax Hill is his name sounds really similar to a video game character from a game I play.
That doesn't help him on the field.
No.
Nope. And then at safety, you got Geno Stone and Jordan Battle.
Those aren't real people. Those aren't real people.
That motherfucker back there is not real.
It's not.
That motherfucker back there is
They're
not
what if
real.
we get strong last names like Battle and Stone? They're not real people.
Chris, I agree. I like what you're saying. Let the Bengals fall and the Browns rise. You're putting in context.
I think he was talking about Bengals falling. I don't know.
I don't know if I was
the portion of Browns rising.
He's trying to read between the lines of my comments, and he's like, that means he likes the Browns that much more. I like what you're doing there, Nick.
But yeah, how many of those players do you even respect, Scotty? From the current starting lineup.
None of them touch. I don't even know if you could name one of those guys being top 10 at their position group in the league. Not a one.
Probably.
Yeah.
Logan Wilson's solid.
Yeah.
About it.
But also linebacker is probably the least important position at times on your defense. So
I like how Nick Bruce is talking about teams having locker room drama while his team employs Shedeur Sanders, Deshaun Watson, Deontay Johnson, Kenny Pickett, Myles Garrett, and a lot of others.
And they just signed what's his name from Texas.
Oh yep, Isaiah Bond. Yeah. They're trying to get the all-prison team.
Yeah. What was that movie with Adam Sandler where they're in the jail playing football?
Well, that was a remake of an original.
Yeah.
Chris. What was it called? Oh my god.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
The
Longest Yard.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Longest Yard. Yeah, just recreate that. Baltimore Ravens, the last team in this division. We don't necessarily. It's kind of like we don't need to spend a lot of time on the bad teams, but we also kind of know what's coming down the pipeline for the Baltimore Ravens. Last season, they're 12-5. Their current over/under total for this season is sitting minus 125 on the over 11.5 wins. Under 11.5 wins is plus 105 for the Ravens this season. So double-digit wins. They're going to be around the same record as what Vegas is saying that they're going to be. So around 12 wins this season as well. No, bringing back the same head coach Harbaugh, and then also the perennial MVP candidate Lamar Jackson, who is always doing all his thing in the regular season, and then
I will say there has been murmurs of QB controversy there in camp, which you're like, what? But Cooper Rush is there now, so I mean, there's some controversy on who's
Controversy.
going to be the starter there because Cooper Rush is, in fact, elite, right, guys?
Hashtag. This is the only time you're ever going to get away with the Cooper Rush in the chat, just so you know. Guys, yeah. This team, we're going to get a lot of hate all throughout the season for our takes on the Baltimore Ravens. We know what they are in the regular season. I mean, they are who we always think they are.
But they are who we thought they were. And we let them off the hook.
So we know what they're going to do in the regular season. They're going to win a ton of games. They're going to rattle off a ton of wins. It's the playoffs that we continue to worry about.
Playoffs?
Yeah.
Don't talk about playoffs.
Yeah, we just don't know because every time we get into the playoffs.
What do you mean we don't know? We do know.
Well, we do know, but Ravens fans.
We know they're going to be massive failures because their quarterback can't do it when it matters most. Can't do it. Maybe two of the worst turnovers I've seen in a football game against the Bills in the playoff last year in the first half. And everyone wants to put it all on Mark Andrews because he dropped that tying 2-point conversion. Fuck that. No. Play better, Lamar.
Play better.
And everyone's like, oh, well, he just doesn't have a roster. They had like 8 Pro Bowlers on their team last year. Like, this roster is loaded. I don't want to hear it. This is all. Listen, Lamar's just not that dude. He's not that guy.
Yeah, he's sorry. He's just.
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
Sorry you have to have Derrick Henry behind you running for 1,800 yards. Sorry that you have one of the best offensive lines in the game. Sorry that you have one of the best defenses in the game. That just added Jair Alexander, who, if he gets back to form, it's going to be insane.
Hey, Nick. Or Fireball, sorry. Fireball, thank you for the raid. Appreciate you being here. Hopefully you had a great stream. Go check out Fireball. Go give him a follow if you haven't already. He is fantastic. Go give him some love. Also, too, Captain Urban in the chat. When the Bengals win 12 games, y'all don't come crying to me. He's got his receipts. I'll save him. So, saving his receipts for his
Zach Taylor's also one of the worst coaches in football.
Bengals aren't winning 12 games.
Trash coach, trash defense, elite offense.
Elite offense for sure. Yeah, there's nothing to expect me to change or my aspect of what I will know going into the season of exactly what's going to happen with the Ravens. We do this with the Chargers. We do this with the Ravens. We do this with a couple other teams. We know what's going to happen. Like we're put the crystal ball just in front of us right now. All right. I am telling the future. I can see what's happening. The Ravens win 12 games. They go into the playoffs. Everyone's excited for the Ravens. This is our year. But wait. Hold on. Something's looking a little... Oh, just another first round exit.
Sometimes it's second round.
Sometimes it's second round. Yeah.
As long as the Steelers fail miserably or survive. They'll fail at their plan to win a playoff game, if that makes you happy. I can give you that much.
They've been doing that for a long time.
Yeah. As long as the Steelers fail miserably, I'll survive. Well, good. Luckily for you, Captain, this is your year. This is your year. You won't need to wait. McLovin. McLovin. Let me guess. Hawaii. Did you get your McLovin?
I see. I didn't know where you were going, but
yeah,
I see it now.
Yeah.
I see it, Chris.
Welcome in, McLovin.
Really well done.
Who's your team and where are you from? Like to get to know you a little bit. McLovin, I assume you're from Hawaii. Keep talking bad about the over teams, just helping my case. Okay. All right.
It's still only winning like 4 or 5 games.
It's fascinating how Nick can ignore what we've said about the Browns.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Falcons, Cali, my ID is still.
Oh, you think the Steelers suck? Yeah, go Browns.
Which essentially, it's going to be, like we said, Ravens first, Browns fourth, Steelers and Bengals are. They're really fighting for third place. The loser's just going to accidentally stumble into second place.
Is this the worst? This could be potentially, and I know these teams play competitive regardless of how bad these teams are towards the bottom. They play each other tough. We get that. This might be be the worst this division has looked as a whole in like the last few years, I would think. I mean,
Yeah, probably.
very, very mid as opposed to like getting two or three teams that like they've, had in the playoffs at times where it's just like, I don't know with this division. It feels a little more mid than it has been over recent years. So, yeah. There's the AFC North.
You have an upper tier, a bottom tier, and two
And then-
mid tiers.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Well, there you go. McLovin Falcons. Callie, my ID is still missing. There you go.
I'm back, baby.
Let's go.
Hey,
Get out
Evil.
of here.
My man.
All right. on
Thank
that
you
note,
for
I'm
the
going-
Code yellow.
Through the north, I'm doing a code yellow. Roll.
Code
You did it,
yellow in the.
Evil. You scared Scotty off.
You got him out. You got him out of his chair. There you go. Thank you so much for the 20 months. All I know is Patrick is going to fail. There you go. I like it. I like it.
We're 12 away.
Oh, my ears. Steelers and Ravens 1 and 2. My eyes. My eyes. Yeah. These guys. Who you guys high on and low on?
Well,
Well,
we're low on the Browns and we're high on the Ravens.
well, in this division, Ravens obviously, but when it comes to the Ravens, we're not high on them in the playoffs. So, I mean, when we're talking about the playoffs,
Playoffs?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Playoffs? You kidding me?
no,
Playoffs?
yeah, kidding me? No, we're still. It's kind of a prove it to me kind of thing. We're high. We went through the NFC North earlier on. NFC North, there's some teams that we're pretty high on. I think obviously Green Bay and Detroit, teams that we know are going to be trying to get up and be at the top of that division again. So yeah, we've kind of gone through a few of the divisions. We still have 2 more to go. We're going to cover the NFC West and the AFC West last here, and those are coming up right now once Scotty gets back from his Code Yellow. Spam Code Yellow in the chat if you are new. By the way, guys, again, I've said this all night long. We have some free contests coming up that you guys aren't going to want to miss. So thank you for, like McLovin's, hitting that follow button. Let's get to the Discord. We're going to have a lot of contests that we're going to be pushing out, especially in our Discord. So Rec, throw that out there for them to join. And free contests, you can win Action Labs gear. We do our best bets on the NFL, McLovin. Every single week we do our best bets, and we share those with you on every stream. Wednesdays and Sundays are our big nights. We're live on Sundays for Sunday Night Football, recapping the rest of the games of the week. No one's going to cover the NFL on this platform or on any live streaming better than we are covering it here in Action Lab Sports. So you were in a great spot. Thank you for being here. Yeah, hit that follow button if you guys are new to the channel, just like McLovin just did. All right, so let's go ahead and we are going to shift gears to the NFC West. NFC West is on deck, and we will be breaking it down. Let's start out with the odds on the NFC West on what this division is kind of looking like. This is, in a weird way, one of the closer divisions from top to bottom. Some divisions you have a lot of top heavy, just like we just had with the Ravens. Sometimes you have a couple teams that are at the top and 2 kind of bottom tier teams. This one is a little closer where you could get value on almost anybody if you want to. So San Francisco is the favorite according to FanDuel Sportsbook to win this division at plus 150. The Rams plus 220 right behind them. Arizona plus 360. So just a little over 3.5 to 1 on your money. And then the Seattle Seahawks 5 to 1 plus 500 to win this division. So not a massive chasm or gap between these teams. They're pretty kind of, just layered on each other here in this division. Scotty, this one feels a little more wide open. San Francisco, I think they're still one of the more talented and well-coached teams. The Rams came on late last year, and they had a chance if they didn't have to go play in a cold weather environment. I mean, if they could have had a chance. So they feel like still a team that people are maybe not really high on in the NFC, but can make a little run. I've seen a couple people pick Seattle. And I don't know if I'm jumping on that bandwagon quite yet or at all, but everyone's kind of live in this one, it seems.
Yeah, there's no outright terrible team in this division, which makes it interesting. And there's no outright, like, listen, the Niners, for all that they've done and been a really solid team for the last 5 years, did lose a lot of pieces in the offseason. So, and we'll talk about that. The Rams, I mean, we'll get into them. I like the Rams a lot, obviously, but you have a giant question mark in your quarterback's back.
Yes.
And what's going on there and what that means, and is he going to play? I think he'll play, but like, what happens if he takes a hit blind side of the back and he's done?
Yeah.
Love it. Is Darnold the confirmed starter in Seattle?
Yes.
Yeah, they're
Basically.
not rolling with Drew Lock.
Drew Lock is not.
The return of Lock.
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me.
Drew Lock's not
You're
that.
not that guy.
He's not that guy. But yes.
Well, keep in mind, Chris is a hater of any former Bronco on another team.
Yeah. Basically.
Why do you have to hate them all, Chris? Why?
They're dead
What
to
is-
me.
what
They're
is
all
the reason?
dead to me.
What's the reasoning behind hating them and being like they're so bad just because your team's been bad for a while?
Yeah.
Well, not anymore. So we'll get to that next. Let's start with the Rams, though. Let's start with the Rams since we're talking about them. And to your point, I think that's the biggest question mark. Now, there's been some changes, not at the quarterback or the head coach, but there has been some changes in some other areas. Cooper Kupp out, Devontae Adams steps in, which honestly I think is a good addition there. Cooper Kupp, his health has kind of been like, what are you going to get out of him when it comes to by the time midseason rolls around? Is he going to be available? So that's something that, adds to a little bit more to this offense. Kyron Williams, Puka Nacua, Devontae Adams, Tutu Atwell still there, Tyler Higbee at the tight end. So offensively, this team is very, very good on paper. When you're looking at this and you're saying, "Oh wow, this looks pretty solid." Matt Stafford is the big question because he's been kind of dealing with some things like every season and somehow finds a way to play through it. The back stuff worries me though, Scotty, a little bit. The back stuff is and again, the defensive side of the football, I feel like is kind of similar to like maybe not as bad as Cincinnati, but the defense has been
Whoa. Doesn't even. I mean, Cincinnati would die for the Rams defense.
the Rams defense is definitely a little more improved. They've bolstered it a little bit more over since they've kind of struggled on the defensive side of the football. That's kind of been their weak point. But I think this team is still one of the teams that I'm a little more high on as long as Matt Stafford is available. Because if you start getting into the backup of Jimmy Garoppolo or Stetson Bennett, I think this team is dead in the water and they're not going to go anywhere. So that's the part that makes me pump the brakes a little bit on the ceiling of this team. Is if you have to lean on Jimmy G to be a guy that's going to carry you through like 4 or 5 games while Matthew Stafford sits out, if he gets hit or something. So that's my only concern here. Otherwise, if he's healthy and he's feeling good all season long, I like this. I like where this team could go.
Yeah, listen, I think you have a team in the Rams that have the best quarterback and best coach in this division. And that's a good combo to have. So for them not to be the favorites, I think is a little bit wild. I understand the concerns with Stafford and his back, but that's not a new thing with Stafford's back. I think he's played through it in other seasons. It's just a matter of like, they haven't had the opportunity, like him and Devontae Adams haven't had the opportunity to get on the same page. I'm sure it'll be fine. They're both vets. They're both really good at what they do. You're right about the defense is a no-name defense. Like, Rec, if you went through the names on the defense for the Rams, you'd be like,
Oh, shit. I know it did that last year, but it still played well.
I mean, they were neck and neck with the Eagles in that playoff game, and right there to the end to potentially win that game. So, granted, that was like a snow game, so I don't know if that hurt or helped them. But
Let's see.
that's
I
what
mean,
it
they
was.
did have the defensive rookie of the year, kind of by default, but still.
Yeah, it wasn't a great
Keller
year.
Witherspoon is still a starter. Holy shit!
Yep. Still. So yeah,
How does
But you add Devontae Adams, so like this offense with Stafford, Nakua, Devontae Adams, and one of the best coaches in football in McVay should roll. Like they should be really, really good offensively, where that defense just needs to hold up enough. I feel like they're gonna playoff team. They might have some battles in the regular season just because, like, I think they're a better playoff team than they are regular season team. Like we talk about the Ravens, better regular season team than playoff team. I think the Rams are the opposite. I feel like they're a better, in general, playoff team than they are a regular season team. And yeah, Chairman says Stafford's a tough SOB, nothing new. Stafford will play through it, I'm sure. He'll start week 1. And then we'll see where we go from there. But this Rams team is dangerous. And an NFC, like, that is, I'm not saying wide open because the Eagles are the favorite, but, it's not that deep. So the Rams are certainly going to be in the mix again for me as a potential Super Bowl threat out of the NFC.
yeah. 10 wins last year for the Los Angeles Rams, made the playoffs, and then their over/under total 9.5 wins, minus 110 both ways, is where they sit this year. So they're basically predicting around the same kind of season for the Los Angeles Rams.
If Stafford's healthy, they hit the over on that.
Yeah,
for sure.
Agreed. I think
they win double-digit games.
Yeah, and in this, you mentioned the NFC, but even just in this division, I'm not high on particularly any team. This is a division that's winnable for the Rams. But the 49ers are the favorites as of right now, and maybe there is some of the injury aspect baked into some of the odds of this division. But San Francisco is the favorite to win this division as of right now. Last year's results for San Francisco, 6-11. Disappointing. Obviously, a lot of injury issues across all sorts of different positions. And yeah, it was just, they just couldn't get anything rolling last season. Deebo Samuel out, Demarcus Robinson in. Not a great, that's a step down. There's going to be a little bit of a decline in a few different areas. I think this team got worse overall, I would say. It's not as talented as it has been in recent years. So you are going to be needing to rely a little bit more on, getting the most out of what's there. Brock Purdy, how's he going to, he's played well, here and there, but like, is he the guy? I don't know. I don't think so, but he's making real money now. So he's got to start putting it all together, and he might not have the teams that he has in the past, but yeah, this is going to be a team that I don't know. I feel like they keep in a similar way that we were talking about with like some of these other teams taking kind of like the stock is kind of falling a little bit more and more. I don't know if I feel really super high on San Francisco as much as some other people do.
Yeah, I think 2 years ago, this was the most talented roster in the game. And they made the Super Bowl with that and lost in overtime, obviously. But let's talk about how I feel like name recognition and them being good for a long time is why they're the favorite in the division. And I don't think they should be. I mean, they lost a ton this offseason, more than maybe any other team. I'll run through these names. Offensively, traded Deebo, who obviously had a down year last year and might not be that same guy, but they did lose Deebo, traded him away. Traded away Jordan Mason, backup running back to Christian. Mm-hmm. And Christian, is a wild card on, health-wise, for sure. If Christian's healthy, he's phenomenal. If he's not, they lost both their backup running backs with him and Elijah Mitchell. So a little bit offensively. Defensively, they lost a ton.
They lost
Dre Greenlaw and Hufanga
Yep.
to the Broncos.
Yep.
They lost Charvarius Ward, probably their best corner, went to the Colts. They lost Javon Hargrave, Malik Collins, Leonard Floyd. Like, they lost so many pieces to this defense that, like, I don't know if this defense is going to be near the level that people are expecting it to be. That's a ton to lose, right? Yeah, Ayuk was hurt a lot last season. He was also like, he held out, and then he was like, even when he was healthy, he was like a different person last year. He wasn't.
Steelers
He had
dodged the
drops.
bullet.
Drops and all that stuff. He wasn't very good last year. I think he'll have a bounce back year, and I think Ricky Pearsall will be fine. I think they're fine at wide receiver.
No, Ayuk is hurt. Like, I heard a point
Again?
Yeah.
Jeez.
so John Jennings.
It's a mess.
John Jennings is gonna be wide receiver 1. Let me see if I can get the update on Brandon Ayuk.
Piglet says go Niners. She's all about her Niners, so shout out.
Yeah, shout out that Moody's back.
Moody's
So
back.
that's good. Jake Moody still the kicker there, Piglet. And shout out, I finally ordered Piglet. Rec, I don't know if you heard, I finally ordered Piglet her jersey. So
Nice. Did you get Joe Quo's his?
no,
Still a
I
work
haven't
in
decided
progress.
I don't know what I want to get Joe Quills yet.
But we already decided what team you want to get.
Cowboys.
Cowboys TO jersey is kind of
So update. It sounds like Ayuk will be out until about week 6.
oof.
That's rough. I mean, yeah, they have Jennings and Pearsall, and you still have George Kittle. So there's options there, and the offensive line, if healthy, should still. I mean, you have one of the best left tackles in the history of football. Trent Williams is a monster, maybe the best left tackle I've ever seen when healthy. But that's so much to lose on defense, and just think you can, like, well, we'll be okay, we'll be all right. I worry about the 49ers, and Brock Purdy with a great roster can look really good. Brock Purdy with a average roster, look out.
We'll see.
Look out.
Well, and that's something we've always kind of speculated, whether or not he can survive with less talent around him and elevate
That'll be
those
a wild
around him.
card.
So that if he can elevate those around him, that would be a step forward for San Francisco. That would be a positive for San Francisco. Over under for them -110 both ways at 10.5 is what
Feels high.
feels a little high.
I would lean under there. They could get to 10, but like 11 almost feels to me like best case scenario.
I mean, for a team that was 6-11 last year, dealing with a bunch of like injuries and yeah, it little much, I think, for me. Again, we'll do all of our predictions coming up. We'll do all of our over-unders. We do all of our predictions for the playoffs and who's going to win the Super Bowl. Those are all coming up. Don't worry. We're going to get to that as well. So if you guys are interested in that, stay tuned. Hit that follow button so you know when we go live on that. Let's go to the next team. Let's go.
Over under McLovin is 10.5. 10.5.
10.5.
49ers.
10.5. Yep. I say way under. Everyone's kind of feeling under by far. Yeah, get some value out there.
I'll play devil's advocate. I'll go over.
Rex going over, so you'll feel really good. Pound
the under.
pound the under. If Rex going the other way. All right, let's go to the Arizona Cardinals next. Arizona Cardinals last season finished 8-9 on the season. They are bringing back same head coach, same quarterback from last season, and they've made some different changes across some different areas of their team. They got Josh Sweat on the edge side of the football, on the defensive side. You got a 16th overall pick, Walter Nolan, on the defensive line. So you got a couple bolstered defensive pieces there. And then Will Johnson and Jordan Birch, a couple other picks in the second and third round, corner and edge. So a lot of bolstering on the defensive side of the football. Kyler Murray, 6th NFL season under his belt. And so, yeah, he's getting into this next season. Is he going to be as dynamic? We always love him from a fantasy standpoint. But they have our boy over there, Scotty, our favorite tight end in the NFL.
Rammy.
Yeah, our favorite tight end. Trey McBride's going to be back, and he's going to get a lot of touchdowns this year, guys. With all the yardage he got and no touchdowns, I like his ceiling here, especially from fantasy. But you're still rolling with James Conner. Marvin Harrison Jr. is electric. And then you have Mike.
Is he?
He had some flashes last year that were like, okay.
He's got a high ceiling. Hasn't come close to it yet.
Yeah. Maybe not.
I think he's going to end up being a bust.
You think so? Okay.
Yeah.
Also, wide receivers Michael Wilson, Zay Jones, and then obviously Trey McBride. So a lot of defensive added. Still have Calais Campbell on that defensive side of the football as well. So Budda Baker on the back end. A lot of different pieces that they're trying to just shore up there. But can the Cardinals, which I think they have an opportunity to, if they don't shoot themselves in the foot all season long, I think they have a chance to make a run and potentially be in that second spot in this division and potentially challenge for the division.
Yeah, I don't see the Cardinals winning this division. They feel very mediocre for me, and I don't know. Kyler Murray at this point, going into, what did you say, year 6?
Yeah, we know who he is.
Yeah,
he's kind of like he's another one of those guys that we've talked about before, where I say, like, after the first quarter exactly what you're going to get from Kyler Murray that game. If he has a great first quarter, they're going to be phenomenal. If he has a shit first quarter, they won't
shit the bed
that entire game. They will not move the ball the entire game. Trey McBride's a nice piece. I'm not super. Marvin Harrison doesn't separate enough for me. He's too slow. He's not fast enough. Them not taking Malik Neighbors, they're gonna regret massively, I think, down the road. I think Malik Neighbors is a much more talented wide receiver than Marvin Harrison Jr.
I think Neighbors been dead with an injury, missed the last 10 days of practice.
Who? Sorry.
Neighbors.
Yeah, but Neighbors gets beat up a little bit, but he'll be fine for the season. It's just a mid roster. There's nothing to get excited about. They added Josh Sweat, which is a nice piece to try and bolster a defensive line that wasn't very good at rushing the passer last year. But like, him and Darius Robinson off the edge will be okay. The offense will be okay. They'll look great, and then they'll look terrible. Like I said, I don't believe in Kyler Murray and this team to be able to. Now they could fight potentially for, like, if they make the playoffs, I feel like they're going to be a 6-7 seed, best case scenario. But I don't know if they make the playoffs. They're kind of just to me.
They're a team that you see on like Red Zone, or you see them on like the screen, like on another channel. If they're on like, one of those featured games of the week, you're just like, oh man, do I have to watch an Arizona game? You just like Arizona games are just kind of like, I don't know if I can make it through this thing.
I do have Arizona sneaking in as the 7th seed. I do think they make the playoffs as the 3rd best team in the division.
So you have three
division
making it.
Yep.
Okay, interesting.
I bet at least one makes it.
I'm jumping on that bandwagon too. I'm not as confident as Rick.
How much money are we making off of this that at least one team makes it?
We're gonna be cashing for sure. The odds aren't probably gonna be great, but yeah. Arizona's win total on the season as projected is, let's see, over 8.5 wins minus 125, under 8.5 wins plus 105. So 9 wins, 9 is kind of what Vegas is leaning. Books like them to win 9 games, says McLovin. I do not like it. Yeah, I
don't really like the books being on my side there. I was really hoping it'd be like over under 7.5 or something like that.
Yeah, you're not getting a good number in there for me, at least.
No,
but
I like them to make the playoffs, but I'm not going to bet it, especially with those odds.
yeah. All right, so Arizona, there you go. Let's go to this last team in this division. Then we have the AFC West to finish out the night. So Seattle Seahawks finished 10-7 last season. Out is Geno Smith. In is Sam Darnold at quarterback. Sam Darnold obviously had a pretty solid season with Minnesota. They revitalized his career after his pit of misery in New York. So, and he kind of bounced around. What is he? Carolina too. So yeah, he was revitalized in Minnesota with the quarterback whisperer, so to speak. But comes into Seattle, replacing Geno Smith, who is now in the Las Vegas Raiders organization. Otherwise, some of the different changes here. They got first round rookie guard Gray Zabel. DK Metcalf out. Cooper Kupp is in. So Cooper Kupp goes over to the Seattle Seahawks. And then DeMarcus Lawrence comes in at edge for the Seattle Seahawks. Some of the different changes that they've had, at least some of the notable names. But some people have been picking as the fact that this team is a little bit further down. They're 5-1 to win this division, dead last in Vegas for the NFC West. But can you get value on 5-1, Scotty?
No.
I don't see it.
I don't.
I like Kenneth Walker, but he doesn't stay healthy enough. You lose a couple pieces at wideout. You add Cooper Kupp, another guy that it can't stay healthy. You have Jackson Smith, and Jacob, but there's pieces there. But the offensive line has to be great.
And it was
Zabel,
not before.
And Zabel as a left guard, I think will be really, really solid. The rookie, but is a left guard enough to? You need great protection for Sam Darnold, and you need great playmakers. You're hoping if you're Seattle that like Sam Darnold's on the Baker Mayfield like train where like everyone thought he was just done, and then he gets revitalized and becomes one of the better QBs in the game. But like Darnold before last year in Minnesota had been a massive bust, right? DeMarcus Lawrence, I love as a player, but like been around for a long time, also can't stay healthy. I just I don't know. I don't get super excited. I don't think Darnold is an upgrade over Geno. I think Geno's probably a little better than Darnold, in my opinion. So I just don't see where the path is for the Seahawks or where they're trying to head exactly. I don't know what the like long-term vision is for the Seahawks. I'm a little confused. They tried to get a little younger, traded DK, got released Tyler Lockett, who'd been there as wide receiver forever. So I don't know. They don't excite me. They might be okay. They won 10 games last year, which was more than I probably would have thought they were gonna win. So maybe they can sneak to that number again, but I'm not super high on this team at all.
Yeah, it's just as a hodgepodge for me. I don't. They're gonna be perfectly average for me. I think they're just gonna be just a middle of the road team. That's you're gonna win some games, you're gonna lose some games, and it's not gonna be a team that you're necessarily gonna get excited to watch because there's not a lot. But yeah, they'll win some games. I think
you heard it here first, guys. They're gonna win some games and lose some games.
Yeah.
You can't get that.
I mean,
else.
no, this is the best coverage you'll get. Over under total for them is 7.5, minus 130, minus 135 on the over, plus 115 on under 7.5.
Really, that's some good value. I think they're going under.
9.5? But then
7.5.
they're 7.5. Did you say? I thought you said 9.5.
No,
Is-
7.5. Minus
Yeah.
135 on the over, plus 115 on the under 7.5.
I'll take that because I remember the first NFL preview stream we did. You were there, Scotty. We looked at the Seahawks receiver room.
It was bad.
It's so bad. Even SEG, like we were shitting on it for a while. The SEG Node Seahawks fan was like, you're not doing this justice. It's horrible. Pretty much, they have Marquez Valdez-Scantling as a starting wideout. That's how you know things are bad.
Nah, well, JSN and Cooper are their top two, but yeah.
Hey,
Alright.
thank you,
He's got
Brendan.
MVS has caught a touchdown pass in a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
More than any. Well, Cooper Cup.
Brendan, thank you so much for popping in. Thank you for the raid. Hopefully, you had a great stream. Hopefully, you're enjoying your evening. Welcome.
Jade's bad. We're talking about. There's talk coming out of Seahawks camp like how the fifth round receiver is rising up the depth chart. Like, of course he is. Who else would?
Yeah.
Who else is there? Cody White somehow still exists.
Yeah. There's a lot to just question about Seattle. So overall, this division seems like it's going to be up in the air a lot of the season. But I think if there's any team that has a high ceiling, I'm high on the Rams. If they, again,
the Rams have the highest ceiling.
yeah.
It depends on what happens with Stafford.
Otherwise, there's just been too much with these other teams that I can't get excited about. So
Let me ask this real quick. What happens if Stafford misses a lot? Then who wins the division with how many total wins?
then I'm kind of going into maybe the San Francisco 49ers. I mean, you still got Shanahan coaching. There's still decent talent there. I don't love it, but San
I think you
Francisco.
could see all these teams finish in between 7 and 10 wins.
It's
All
yeah,
four.
agreed. Yeah, they're all going to be pretty average in my respect. They all have flaws that are going to hold them back. And
Really? Teams have flaws?
well, all of these teams have some pretty drastic flaws. So I think that that's going to keep them all pretty close. Here's the thing: it's going to be a close division race. I think at the end, it's just going to be a perfectly average division race. So it won't be.
Well, and to be honest, I'm not a Jimmy G guy, but he's a better backup than a lot of QBs. Oh, he's one of the top backups, but it would be somewhat funny and ironic if he's throwing to Devontae Adams again, because if you watch the wide receiver Netflix where Devontae Adams was when he was with Jimmy G and with the Raiders, he was like, I gotta get out of this place. This quarterback's gonna kill me if I don't. Like
Oh
he throws
shit! I
into the
forgot.
wolves. Yeah.
I forgot they were in the Raiders together.
Yeah, so that would be ironic. Like, I'm sure Devontae Adams like, yeah, I'm going to Matt Stafford. This is gonna be great with Puka Nacua, and it's like, oh,
No.
it's Jimmy G again, son of a bitch.
He's going to be
I mean, hey, if he wants out, he can always come to Pittsburgh.
It's my quarterback.
my quarterback.
Jimmy G might be the starting quarterback for Pittsburgh next year.
It might be.
Please don't do that to me. That's an actual possibility, and I hate it.
I know.
Please
I
don't
was
do
being
that to
serious.
me.
Too late. All right. Well, there you go. The NFC West in the books. And that leaves us with one final division.
A lot
And
of
we
people think the best division.
we
we
saved
had to talk about this trash division, though.
we saved the best for last. And obviously,
didn't.
guys, for all of you who are joining us for the first time, this one is spicy. You're right.
Spicy.
Yeah, that's right, McLovin. Scotty is a big Chiefs fan. I am a big Broncos fan. So we always have a lot of battles when it comes to talking about this division.
Do we though?
Well, on
One
the
team has won the division 9 straight years, Chris.
yeah, I mean, well, that ends this year potentially. And by potentially, I mean for sure. No, we'll talk about it. But either way, I'm a Broncos fan, and Scott is a Chiefs fan. So we always have a lot to talk about in this division. Plus, we are both in division with Raiders and Chargers, which we all have opinions on as well. But here we go. Let's dive in to the final division preview of the preseason. And we're going to talk about this one. Guys, hit that follow button if you're new to the channel. We are always going to be covering NFL better than anyone else. So make sure you tune in each and every single Wednesday and Sunday during the NFL season. We will not disappoint. We have bets. We have contests. Scotty's putting together the fantasy leagues that are free.
I mean, it's a lot of intricacies, so I'm working on it, guys.
I was about to say, he's not actually putting them together. That requires him to get off his ass
He's gonna
and remember things.
No, I can easily do it. While
I mean, that's fair, but it requires him to remember things.
free contests that you guys can enter that you can win some cool Action Lab gear. So make sure you join in and join the Discord as well. But can't wait to talk about this one. So let's go ahead. Let's break down what this division looks like from an odds perspective. Kansas City favored to win the division again for the 10th straight time. It would be a decade. They're minus 110 to win the division this season. Denver is next in line at plus 290. The Los Angeles Chargers at plus 330. And the Las Vegas Raiders, a distant 1,100, plus 1,100, so 11 to 1 on their odds to win the division. So Las Vegas, obviously the odd team out when it comes to that. So maybe we start with Las Vegas because we probably won't spend a ton of time talking about Las Vegas here, but they are a team. They finished 4-13 last season. They are a team. Breaking news: they are a team.
I think that's one of the soundbites you should get. The Iowa Senators general manager just being like, "We're a team."
We're a team. That's what Las Vegas is saying, and they've made some changes. I will say the Las Vegas Raiders are kind of going an interesting direction in a way that we weren't expecting before they brought in who they brought in this offseason. So let's talk about it. Out is Gardner Minshew and Aiden O'Connell. In is Geno Smith. We just talked about that and alluded to that from the NFC West preview. Antonio.
I think Aiden's still in.
Antonio. I mean, he's still, but he's not the guy. Antonio Pierce had his little run. We all predicted it. It ended quickly. In comes Pete Carroll, chewing that gum on the sideline. Scotty just doing his thing. So Pete Carroll comes in to right the ship for the Raiders. Some positional changes over the offseason. They bring in Jeremy Chin, safety, rookie third-round pick, Darian Porter, Jermaine Pratt, inside linebacker, and then rookie first-round, 6th overall pick, Ashton Genty, who they are going to be relying on in the running game, at least on that front. So the Las Vegas Raiders still have, I think, some climbing to do, at least within the division, but they're starting to put together, you probably have 4 of the best coaches in the NFL, the best coach division in football. But yeah, Jacoby Myers still there. Trey Tucker, Deontay Thornton Jr., Brock Bowers is kind of the highlight reel when it comes to his rookie season and what he did last season. So Brock Bowers is going to be a guy you'll want to keep an eye on. Still have Max Crosby on the defensive side of the football, but I don't know if this team is good enough to necessarily compete with the other 3 teams in the division. The Las Vegas or the odds say so as well. And I think they're going to be... Scotty, you mentioned you kind of like the Raiders. I don't know if you were joking on previous stream or not, but
I don't think they're like anywhere near like competing to win this division, but I think they're going to be a tough game. They're a tough out.
They're a tough out. I would agree.
I think Pete Carroll is going to keep games close. Geno's certainly an upgraded quarterback from what they had last year. Ashton Genty, running back phenomenon coming out. We'll see how that plays out. You have Brock Bowers, so you have pieces on offense. that are certainly a threat. The defense, obviously, you have Max Crosby, one of the best edge rushers in the game. On defensively, they re-signed him to a big deal in the offseason, adding Jeremy Chin, some of that stuff. I still think that secondary is a weak point. Like, their corners are like Darian Porter and Eric Stokes right now. Like, that's
rough.
Not what you want to see. So that back line on the defense is going to be a problem, but for them. But I think they're going to play games close. They're going to win a decent chunk of games. I think they're going to be much improved from last year. Better coaching, better talent, better quarterback play. I don't love their wide receivers. I know they added Jacoby Myers.
No,
but
they've been had him.
Yeah, Jacoby Myers has been there. But if that's Jacoby Myers being your number one wideout, isn't exactly that might be the worst situation in football.
It's not great,
but at least you have Brock Bowers to like balance that out. One of the best tight ends in football. So I think they're going to be, arguably the best going into his second year. So I think there's a lot to like moving forward about the Raiders a little bit and getting better and being competitive, but like on paper, they're still the worst team in this division. In other divisions, they probably could battle for even second or third. But in this division, they're right now looking down the barrel. Unfortunately, in a division that's peaking, being the fourth place team here.
Yeah. I mean, you throw them in the NFC South or the NFC West or something like that.
Anything in the South.
Anything in the South. The Raiders are actually a pretty competitive team. I just think they're just log jammed with some of the best coaches in the NFL are in this division. You got some of the best quarterbacks in this division. You're really talented quarterbacks. So yeah, I think that there's Pete Carroll can change the dynamic of a team overnight, and I think he will have a big impact. It's definitely going to be an upgrade from Antonio Pierce, who rah guy we never believed in. So yeah, I mean they're going to be a team that competes. They always competed in Seattle for him. They'll compete here in Las Vegas. So there you go. Let's move on. Let's talk about the Chargers.
Oh,
next.
I thought you wanted to jump to one of our teams. I'm just kidding. I knew you were going Chargers.
We're always going to go Chargers. I was going to save our boys for last. And so Chargers next up on the preview here, and 11-6 last season. 11-6. By the way, outside of the Raiders, no team, the rest of these teams in this division, no coaching changes, no quarterback changes from last season. So we're sticking with all the teams that you know are locked in with their top two things that make you successful in this league, and that's the quarterback and the coach position. But Chargers 11-6. We know what the Chargers like to do. They're kind of similar to the Ravens, which maybe less firepower in the regular season compared to the Ravens, but obviously win a lot of games. Justin Herbert is a guy that can win you a ton of games. 11-6. They did have some changes. Joey Bosa out, which is definitely a downgrade. They have Deshaun Hand that kind of came in and is going to be replacing him, which not going to be as good as what you're going to get from a Joey Bosa. Joey Bosa did deal with injuries quite a bit. Josh Palmer, second round, out. He's out in place for second round pick Trey Harris. You have a lot of you picked up some running backs because obviously that's what always happens with the Chargers. They always like to have a full stable of running backs. Omari and Hampton drafted first round, 22nd overall by the Chargers as well. But I think as far as this team goes, I guess my question is, when we talk a lot about this with Lamar Jackson winning in the playoffs, when it comes down to like the big games that you have to win. And I guess my thing is we've seen a lot of really, really good from Justin Herbert, but he's never been able to really get it done when it really matters. And that's kind of the thing that, Harbaugh's coming in. He's going to try to get that situated, within these like first couple seasons. But I don't know. at what point do we start holding Justin Herbert to a different standard? Because he's still regarded as one of the top quarterbacks in the entire NFL. So he is in the regular season. He just can't get it done in the playoffs. Also, by the way, you have Najee Harris, Ladd McConkey. Don't forget Quentin Johnson. We got Quentin Johnson on this roster as well. And then Keenan Allen makes a nice little return home. I'm coming home. Keenan Allen comes home to be the back end of this wide receiver core, Scotty.
Yeah. I think SCG mentioned it here, or somebody did. Maybe it was McLovin. I don't know who it was. Oh, no, it was SCG. And we talked about Rashawn Slater loss is massive.
Yep.
At the left tackle spot. Out for a year, got hurt in training camp. They moved their rookie, Joe Alt, from right tackle to left tackle. But then now you got Trey Pipkins on the right. Like, that hurts a lot because they added Mekhi Becton. Really nice. Obviously, as a guard, did phenomenal for the Eagles last year in their Super Bowl run. That was a nice pickup. I love me some Ladd McConkey.
Yep.
Before the draft last year, I was all about Ladd McConkey, and once again, I was right. I think he'll insert himself as a borderline top 10 wide receiver in the game this year. I think that's how good he is. Justin Herbert, and I've said this every year, Justin Herbert is one of the most talented quarterbacks in the game, and he has throws that I don't know who else in the league can even make. And he's, athletic enough. He can run a little bit. He can make all the throws. He's everything you want in a quarterback. But I think mentally he's and I've told you before, like, the checkdowns are too much. They need to take the leash off of Justin Herbert, but Jim Harbaugh is not a guy that's going to do that. Jim Harbaugh is like let's keep the game close and win in the fourth quarter kind of guy. Like, you talked about Najee Harris, which, yes, they added, but also, is he blind? I don't know.
He might not be able to see the field.
They also drafted Amari Hampton, running back, so that might be a factor there at the running back spot. The defense was quietly really, really good last year with and it's like a no-name defense. I mean, outside of Khalil Mack and Derwin James, like, the rest of that defense, you're just like, who are these guys? As we talk about it, but they didn't lose a ton. They did lose one of their corners. He actually went to the Chiefs, so I should probably know his name. Christian Fulton. He left. That might be a little bit. I mean, not that Christian Fulton's elite, but he's a solid corner in the game. Chargers, obviously, last year, 11-6, had a really nice year, made the playoffs, laid an egg where a lot of people blame Justin Herbert, and he had a ton to blame. I mean, he threw 4 picks, I think, in that game against the Texans. But some of those weren't all his fault. Some, bounce off his wide receiver's hands, whatever it may be. But Jim Harbaugh's a great coach, so they're going to be in the mix. And they own your Broncos, Chris. They own. I mean, even last year.
The Broncos ended up getting the win to break the streak last year. But,
did they?
I thought
that was against that was against the Raiders that you broke the streak.
Yeah, no, I don't think they beat. I think the Chargers swept the Broncos last year.
Oh, the Chargers. Sorry, I was thinking. Sorry, I was looking at the Raiders.
We're talking about the Chargers.
Yeah.
We're talking about the Chargers. Remember?
Yeah. I forgot. I saw. Yeah.
For whatever reason, that's like a bad matchup for the Broncos. Whatever it may be, because they've kind of owned them as well recently. So I don't know. I you know what's hilarious is Rex friend Colin Coward.
My friend now.
He did his division previews for all the divisions, and he picked the Chargers to win the division, Chiefs to finish second, Broncos to finish for third, and Raiders to finish fourth. And then the Rashawn Slater injury happened. He's like, never mind. I'm changing my predictions for the AFC West because Rashawn Slater got hurt.
Oh, my gosh.
So naturally, he moved the second place team up to first, right? Nay.
He's
Colin just wants to be, he wants clicks. He wants controversy. So he's like, For no reason at all, I might as well just have the third place team, the Broncos, jump the second place team, the Chiefs, and say the Broncos are going to win the division. He's adorable. Colin's adorable.
Colin's adorable. Yeah, I didn't realize he picked the Chargers to win the division off the top, which is what we get every single season in this division.
Every year.
Every year.
The media darlings.
Every year.
But now, this year, there's been some of that, but you know who the media darling is in this division, Chris. And it's adorable again.
It's
they're gonna charge her. The Broncos gonna charge her.
The Broncos, let's just shift gears to the Broncos, the media darlings, which honestly I don't know how I feel about. I would rather them be way under the radar and like just kind of like, you know, no one's picking them, but yet they're still on the up and up. But here we are, everyone's kind of the trendy pick or the trendy way to go in this division is the Broncos. And like, yeah, I get why. There's a lot of reasons to like what the Broncos did this offseason. Arguably one of the better off seasons they've had in a long time. But Broncos finished 10-7 last season with no expectations, but like we didn't expect for this team to win 10 games, and we didn't expect for this team to get much out of a rookie quarterback that not a lot of people believed in. And that was the thing that really surprised a lot of people. They did it behind a really, really, really good defense that it got better. So let's talk about some of the changes that took place when it came to some of the offseason moves. We talked about it last preview of the NFC West. Hufanga and Dre Greenlaw from San Francisco come over. So they are improvements on some of the back end of the defense that, you know, there was some holes throughout the course of the season last year on the back end at times. Evan Ingram comes in as a tight end, and then you have Jahdae Barrett, who was one of the better corners taken in this draft. First round, 20th overall, Jahdae Barrett on the other side of PS2 to kind of anchor the back end of that defense. RJ Harvey drafted Pat Bryant, who showed out yesterday in the preseason. We all know preseason, it's whatever, but you know, nice to see a third round pick do well. But I think the thing with me is the expectations now change with what happened last season. So you make the playoffs, you're a 10-win team, and you still have to build on that, right? In a division that's really tough, in a conference that's pretty tough. The thing that we'll see trending a different direction is a lot of the successes last year for the Denver Broncos were beating up on bad teams, right? There was a lot of bad teams, a lot of teams that weren't playing for much, right? So they only beat one team that finished with a winning record that was playing their starters. That was Tampa Bay week 3. They were 1-7 against winning teams, 1-8 if you count that against the Bills. So they took advantage of an easier schedule. That changes this year as they get into a tougher schedule. So that being said, they improved their defense, which was one of the best in the NFL last season. So that got better, and they stepped up and picked up some players that are going to probably make an immediate impact. They're well coached, and they have a quarterback in Bo Nix that, if he keeps taking the step forward, it's going to be a really good situation for Denver. Great draft class for the Broncos. A lot of people are high on them. Again, they're picked second to win this division. Their over/under total this season is currently set. Let's see. 9.5 wins, minus 120 is the under 9.5. Over 120 or over 9.5 wins is plus 100. So they're saying they're going to be around a 9-win team, 9 or 10 win team. So about what they were last season. Which again, the defense I think is going to be a really, really good testament. I mentioned Dre Greenlaw and Hufanga. Both kind of worry me a little bit. They have some injury histories because they were brought in, and they're going to be big focal points for our defense. To be healthy is going to be important. So kind of holding there. But really amazing offseason for the Broncos, I think, with what they've added. And There's a lot of optimism in Denver. I will say that. Maybe too much? Maybe a little too much. But this is the most excited I've been for a Broncos season in like 10 years. So since probably Peyton Manning when he came over and there was that hype, and we had a quarterback that could actually throw the ball downfield. But arguably in that last season.
Ironically, 10 years ago in 2015 is when they won, and they didn't have a quarterback, and Peyton Manning could throw the ball downfield. Still won a Super Bowl.
True.
This team might look a little bit like that if they're to win a Super Bowl. It would be in that model. Not that Bo Nix can't throw the ball down the field, but Bo Nix is. I think there's all right. The defense, I agree. Really, really good last year. On paper, even better this year. Adding Greenlaw and Hufanga, taking Barron in the first round, which was a shock that they took a corner in the first round. For me, at least, just from a need perspective, because between Pat Surtain and Riley Moss and Jaquan McMillan, I thought they were like, oh, I'm fine. The corner play. They were a very healthy team last year. Very healthy throughout the year, for the most part. Not a lot of injuries. The offensive line did an immaculate job last year, especially in pass blocking, keeping Bo Nix, giving him time to do what he needs to do. Wide receiver wise, they obviously gave the deal recently to Cortland Sutton to re-up him. You're hoping Mims makes the jump. You're hoping Troy Franklin makes the jump. You talked about Pat Bryant, who they drafted. You still have a second-year Devon Vele. So there's some options there. And then you add in Evan Ingram, who's... You remember when we always did our tight end rankings for like fantasy football, and he was always like 9 or 10. Yeah. And he's always like... just slot him in as like he's like the 10th best option for tight end this year. Yeah. Or this week. On a weekly basis. But an upgrade from what they probably had, but and then of course he was like one of the starters who played last night for them, and he had like a 48-yard catch, which was awful tackling by the other team, but still flashed a little bit and got some time because he's been a little injured and hasn't got all this reps and snaps. My biggest question mark is Bo Nix, Chris. I feel like people overrate Bo Nix's year last year. I think it was better than anyone thought it was going to be. And so because of that, they're like, Bo Nix, and I talked about it like the last 3 weeks of the year is when he really finally balled out. But granted, that was against the Bengals, the backup Chiefs, and I forget who else they played. Maybe the Raiders. So not exactly the upper echelon of defenses. When you're playing a backup defense, you're playing the Bengals, who are a backup defense. And there's been murmurs, Chris, that I've heard from Broncos beat reporters about how, the defense has clearly been better in training camp than the offense. The offense has struggled. And I've heard murmurs that Jarrett Stidham has looked at times, and there's no QB controversy. That's not what I'm saying at all. But there is murmurs that, like, at times, Jarrett Stidham has actually looked like the better quarterback of the two. Now, obviously, Bo Nix offers a lot more, extending plays running-wise than Jarrett Stidham. And there's zero quarterback controversy. Bo Nix is the starter. Jarrett Stidham won't play unless Bo Nix gets hurt. But I think what people are missing is, like, they think Bo Nix is going to make this massive jump to be this, the offense and defense are both going to be really, really good. And I think the defense certainly should be really, really good. I have concerns about the offense on a consistency level and what they're able to provide. I think they're getting a little ahead of themselves and a little overrated. You could make an argument to me where Bo Nix is actually the worst quarterback in this division. I don't know if I'd say he's worse than Geno Smith. Yeah, but Geno Smith's had some seasons where he's balled out. He's had better numbers than Bo Nix has ever had. So, like, the avenue is there. Bo Nix, what they point to is he threw for a lot of touchdown passes, which is the dumbest stat. It's not the dumbest stat ever, but, like, touchdown passes are so borderline irrelevant for me because, like, oh, neat, you had 8 1-yard touchdown passes or something. Like, congratulations. I think the Broncos have the potential to be a very, very good football team this year, but I have question marks about, and obviously as an Oregon fan, about Bo Nix. That is my biggest question mark for Denver this year, is Bo Nix.
If Bo
and
Nix,
I think Denver fans are overrating him drastically.
If Bo Nix balls out this season and he takes a second step, no sophomore slump, he puts up numbers against tougher opponents, tougher schedule, and let's just say wins, takes him to the playoffs, but has a pretty compelling season, would that change your mentality on what Bo Nix is as a quarterback?
Yeah, if I get a second year where he's improved and even better, of course it would.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's the thing. He didn't have much to work with as a rookie, no expectations, and he played who was in front of him, even if they were inferior teams at a lot of those junctures, but still did what he had to do and played and, got it done. So he has I would say he has a better team.
If you look at yards per attempt, he was not good last year. And some of that's the offense and what they ran. They run a lot of, some of those like short pass plays that are essentially runs. So that affects it. But I think his yards per attempt were like 5.5 last year, which, if I really bring up the list, he's behind some quarterbacks that you would assume are awful.
Well, it should improve this year. It should improve. It's the second year in the system. Second year with a better team.
Not always how it works, but sure.
It'll be better this year.
Trust me, I can confirm that's not always how it works.
Yeah. You know who my boy Nick Wright compares him to, or compared him to even before he played a season? Do you know who he compared him to? Which is sort of off in my opinion, but the like correlation could be fascinating.
What did he say? I missed it.
Mac Jones.
Oh, Mac Jones. Nah. Yeah, I mean,
and remember Mac Jones, rookie year,
It was great.
looked really nice. Went to the playoffs, got absolutely smoked by the Buffalo Bills. And keep in mind, Nick Wright said this before the season last year. What did Bo Nix do last year? He, had some nice moments, played pretty well, looked like there was a future there. Everyone believed Mac Jones was the future in New England after year one. And then both teams, obviously Bo Nix also went in, played the Bills, got annihilated, smoked. So we'll see.
Yeah,
Bo Nix obviously is a different player than Mac Jones because he actually has legs.
True. That's true. But I think this is Broncos fans need this to be a long-term situation. So I'm believing he's going to be better this year. Finally, Scott admits. I could believe.
Oh, Nick Wright in football is my boy. In basketball, he doesn't know what he's doing.
Scotty he cherry picks Nick Wright content.
Listen, you can know one sport and not know another.
No, he doesn't really know football. He's only Sky's boy because he's a Chiefs fan.
I don't know what you're talking about. Right? That's ridiculous and unfounded and baseless.
Yeah. Finally, Scotty admits Nick Wright is his boy. So
the Broncos will have a great season.
I think they'll have a good season. I will. I'll go out on a limb there. We'll see what my predictions say in coming weeks. Oh, over
9.5?
9.5. So yeah. So it's going to be around. I mean, they won 10 games last year. It's going to be around the same total this year. And then, so you're saying I should sell my Bo Nix rookie cards? No, you hold on to those.
Yes.
No.
You hold on to them.
Now.
Hold on to them.
Get what you can.
Because Broncos are going to win like 10 games this year or this season. And then there's going to be some more hype. And then there's going to be like, then you can get to the end of the season, see where they're at. If they're having a good season, you could sell on top. But yeah, I'd hold on to them a little bit. I want to see any of these teams eliminate KC. Sorry, Scotty, says Piglet.
Well, Piglet, you're on board with pretty much everyone on
That's how everyone's feeling. Speaking of the Chiefs, let's go to the Chiefs to wrap up our final.
Do we have to?
Okay, no, we don't have to. That's the show, everybody. Let's wrap it up. No, we'll talk about the Chiefs here. Kansas City Chiefs finished 15-2 last season. Obviously, a team that's always going to the Super Bowl, it seems, every single season, winning the division.
Just 5 of 6 years, Chris. Not
5 of
every
6.
year.
No big deal. Now let's go ahead. Obviously, quarterback, coach, all the same. As I mentioned, this division hasn't had a lot of turnover in those two positions or those two roles over the last year or so. Joe Thuney gone this past off season, so a little bit of a step back on left guard. Kingsley, how do you say it? Sumatia comes in. So yeah, quite a little bit of a step back there from what you're used to on the left guard side. But other changes: Omar Norman Lott, second round rookie defensive lineman. You got Jalen Moore. You got Fulton, as you mentioned, in the corner in the back end. You also have
I don't know who Jalen Moore is, but yes.
Yeah, Jalen Moore, offensive tackle.
Oh! I thought you were talking about rookies. Okay.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
yeah. Sorry.
Offensive tackle.
He doesn't even know the players on his own team. What a bandwagoner.
Mike Edwards.
Jalen Moore might not start, so it's
Justin Reed out. Mike Edwards in at the safety position. Christian Fulton, and then Josh Simmons, rookie first round, 28th overall, left tackle, coming in as well. So the Chiefs, let's go ahead and take a look at their overall over-under win total for the season. And it is sitting at 11.5. So 11.5 wins. Over is plus 115.
little low, but sure.
Under 11.5 wins, minus 135, according to Vegas. Under 11.5 wins. So, this team, Scotty, your boys, I'll let you talk about them. It feels like they've had a little bit of turnover back and forth. Like some areas good, some areas maybe not so good. Kind of balances out in the end. They still last season were a 15-win team, even with like the doubts and everything else. There's going to be some doubts this season. Already some teams are doubting, or people in the media doubting them. Do I think they have a 15-win win season in them again this season? I don't know. I would probably go under.
That's a bold take. Under 15 wins.
I'll take that. I'll take under 15.
I'll take under 15. I mean,
what's the current over under again?
I'll take under. Well, let's just look at. Let's just, since we're on this last one. Where does it get juicy? I mean, obviously 11.5 is the total, minus 135. Under 10.5 isn't realistic. That's plus 135. So,
I mean, they're winning 12 plus games, so I don't know.
I'm trying to find some.
Vegas is doing.
I'm trying to find something there. I couldn't really find it. I was looking. I was like, the numbers aren't helping me out here. But anyway, Scotty, talk about your boys.
Yeah, I mean, everyone in the media is talking about. Colin had a whole spiel on how this was the end of the dynasty. Like, yeah, let's ignore the greatest 3-year run in the history of football and just assume because they played like shit in their last game that it's over. It's over now. Oh, are we better now? Yeah, we're better. I mean, we didn't have Rice pretty much all year last year. I know he'll probably get suspended at some point this year. Rec, you can admit you were wrong on your dumb conspiracy theory if you'd like, which was just atrocious. I think Mahomes is going to come in with some laser focus. You have Rashee Rice, you have Xavier Worthy going into year 2. That's only going to be a jump. Jalen Royals is a rookie that they drafted that's been great in camp. Travis Kelce apparently actually decided to like do at least some working out in the offseason, unlike last year where he was just going to Taylor Swift concerts. So hopefully he's a better player this year. Defensively, you pretty much stay intact outside of you add Christian Fulton at corner. You didn't really lose anything on the defensive side of the football, and you're healthier and added some people. So the defense should be really good again. Offense, they bring back everybody and then added some pieces. Like, I don't know why people are like, oh, it's over. It's over. I understand. And then people are talking like Mahomes is on the downside of his career. He's 29, Chris. I don't know if we've ever seen a quarterback all of a sudden just lose it at 29. He'll be 30 in like a month or a few weeks even, I think. But regardless, he's barely older than Bo Nix.
So they both have a long. So you're saying they both have a long runway here.
Well, I just, one is a 3-time Super Bowl MVP and one has played a year in the league, but they're almost the same age. Let's keep in mind, like, Pacheco wasn't himself after breaking his leg last year, even coming back. Hopefully the run game will be a little better. You talked about they do lose Joe Thuney, one of the best guards in the game. They get Josh Simmons, rookie left tackle, who's already been put in as the left tackle, athletic. He's going to, and there might be some hiccups, but eventually this will be the best left tackle that Mahomes has ever played with. I have zero doubts about that. Left guard's an issue. Left guard is the biggest issue on the offensive side of the football. You talked about Kingsley, whether it's him, whether it's like the backup is Mike Caliendo, who's been a backup there for years and pieced in at times and played pretty well. Kingsley is a tremendous run blocker, awful pass blocker, like just epically bad at pass blocking. So I don't know if they can actually put him in there, unfortunately, even in his second year. Even in the preseason game this week, so good run blocking, so bad pass blocking. The Chiefs are going to be the Chiefs, Chris. They're going to make the Super Bowl again. I don't know what we have to like. I mean, there's so many people are like, oh, well, Mahomes isn't the best. He's like the 4th best quarterback in the league. What are we doing? Like, as Nick Wright, my boy Nick Wright likes to say, everyone gets compared to Mahomes to prove why they're better than, why they're the best quarterback in the league. But then Mahomes, they point out his worst performances is why he's not. Like, who was it? I think it was Bill Simmons. Is like, well, I think Josh Allen is the best quarterback in the game right now. It's not Mahomes for me, just because we watched Mahomes in the Super Bowl. Did you watch Mahomes beat Allen for the 4th time in the playoffs?
We saw the refs help beat him.
What?
We watched the refs help beat him.
All right. That's absurd. The ref takes are embarrassing and just haters. That's what you turn to. That's what you turn to when you don't have anything else to go off of. You're like, the refs help us, which is obviously absurd. Chiefs are going to be really good, Chris. This roster is better than it was last year. Were they a 15-2 roster last year? No, they won obviously a lot of one-score games. And I think they'll always win a lot of one-score games because they have Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes. So, like, in close games, I give them the benefit of the doubt where they're going to win a lot of those times, but maybe not at the rate they did last year. Caught a break or two, certainly.
Denver.
But, Denver, even the Raiders, actually. At one point, I think it was on like Thanksgiving, or not. Thanksgiving,
yeah, that Black Friday game.
Black Friday.
On the botch snap.
Yeah, so they got some breaks, but they're gonna be they're the team to beat, and to say otherwise is just stupid. They've made 5 of the last 6 Super Bowls. Their roster's better than it was last year. Everyone is just in fatigue mode, and I get that. I would be the same way. I would be in fatigue mode, and I would want to pick anyone but the Chiefs, and that's what people are doing. Colin's sidekick, what's his name? Jason McIntyre or whatever?
Jason McIntyre.
He has been picking against the Chiefs for 8 years in a row, I feel like, and he's continuing to do it, and then he's going to just say, like, I told you so, when he's finally fucking right, but he's actually an idiot.
I can smell.
So
the
I
salt.
get it. I get the fatigue. And like it's not fun to just pick the Chiefs again. So like, oh, this is why the Chiefs aren't going to win, but they don't actually have anything substantial. They're just like, they can't keep doing this. Historically, this can't happen. So there's nothing you can actually point at roster wise, coach wise. By the way, if you guys haven't watched the Kingdom doc, go ahead and check it out. The first 2 episodes are out. I think there's 4 more that are coming out this week. Fantastic.
As a Broncos fan in the division, I politely decline. I'm sure it's great. I probably am just gonna let you enjoy that one. I'll let you have it.
Haters gonna hate. McLovin, Scotty. Oh, for fuck's sake, there was like 1 minute left in field goal range on a BS call like 4 times last year. Go ahead and point those four games out for me. Tell me those 4 games, because you just made that up, McLovin. You just made it up because in your mind you're like, oh, they're always helped. None of that is true. None of it.
This is Chris Bayless. Salty. Pouring out the salt.
It's ironic that people hate greatness so much, but they do. They get tired of it.
I mean, it happens in every sport.
They want different teams.
It happens in every sport. I mean, it's just when you have a team that's like dynasty mode is happening, and you just like see them all the time. You know, it's not a secret, but I must give
I love
credit.
how Scotty like makes fun of people for not wanting dynasties win. I guarantee he was ready for the Patriots dynasty to end as soon as possible.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, makes fun of people for something that he's done before.
You don't
and
remember.
will do in the
we weren't even
future.
around with the Patriots dynasty. What are you talking about?
Yes, I was.
You weren't even born yet. Did you even witness
You weren't
the
even
Patriots
born.
dynasty?
Oh man.
Yes, I'm 5 years old and already my football work is getting recognized. By the
It's
national media.
actually funny in the Kingdom. I think it was Chris Jones is like they're driving to a place, he's in a car or whatever, and he's like, I remember when we started this run, we were so loved. Everybody just loved us. And now everyone hates us. Or along those lines, he basically said. And he's like, it's so bizarre how we got here, but now everybody just hates us.
Yeah. It's part of being good, man. People
SCG, you're supposed to be a man. You're 40.
I'm not 40 yet. Not 40 yet.
You're not 40 yet. It's soon
This will
enough.
be the last stream where I'm not 40, but this is the final stream for me, because according to Chris, I will be dead.
Exactly. There's not much after 40,
On
so you know.
Oh,
It-
no.
Thursday in
anyways.
Mexico, I will die.
I
that-
hope you've got a nice funeral planned.
just a heads up. Yeah.
Not worried about my kids or anything like that at all, Rec. Just a nice funeral.
Guys, thank you for being here and joining us for all these division previews. It's been an absolute blast just talking through some of these. Obviously, we always preview these every single season. We'll have our prediction stream coming up, our hot take stream coming up. We haven't done a fantasy draft rules. We always go through that. I think we'll do a little segment on that. On what to do, what not to do in your drafts, because those are coming up. Fantasy football will be a thing that we'll do on this. It's free. You can play with us, but make sure you guys are hitting that follow button so you know when we go live each and every single week. We will have a change of schedule for the next 2 streams. This is important for everybody.
It's not really a change in schedule. We're just not.
Yeah, it's not changed. It's that the schedule doesn't exist.
The schedule won't exist. Exactly. So we will not be live Wednesday, and we will not be live next Sunday. So this whole week we're off as we prepare for Scotty's 40th birthday in Mexico.
Prepare for his death.
Yeah, prepare for his demise coming up here. So
I invited 14 of my closest friends and Chris
and
to Mexico to watch my funeral.
yeah, basically. I'm only his favorite, but that's just besides the point. We will not. Yeah, happy birthdays to Scotty. Shout out. Throw your happy birthdays in the chat while you got them.
Thank you.
Happy birthday. But yeah, we will not be live Wednesday and Sunday this week. So just you can miss us. You can be in the Discord. I'm sure we'll have Wi-Fi, so we'll be chatting in Discord if stuff happens or training camp things or whatever it might happen, or preseason stuff. But join the Discord, hang out with us, and we'll be getting those fantasy leagues and all the contest leagues up and running by the time we get back. So that's the goal. So
because we only have 1, 7, 14, 15. We're 17 days away.
17
from
days.
real NFL football.
Ugh, it's gonna be, and I feel bad for Rec because he's not he can't have the excitement that I have for the first time in like 10 years. Sorry, Rec. I know it's gonna be.
Yeah.
He's like.
Although to be fair, sometimes excitement can lead to even more disappointment, Rex.
It
So
could. At
At
least
least your hopes aren't high.
your hopes aren't as high. Yeah. Whereas I'm in a little different spot, but I digress. So, all right, guys, that's going to do it for us tonight. Let me go ahead. I'll get the credits rolling for you guys. Let's get you guys out of here. What are we at? We did for 4 divisions. I feel
3
like
hours.
we did. I mean, we used to have 4-hour. Remember we had 4-hour shows back in the day?
And they ended at the same time as this one did because
once we do Sunday Night Football, it might be back to like
It might be back to we're gonna it shifts a little bit, but
those go long.
we have a lot of games to break down.
Also, Christian Mom's bitching about your dad in the chat.
Let's see, what do we got? I mean, hey,
that sounds like a pretty standard night.
that sounds like most people in
wives.
America. Yeah, most households.
Have to deal with snoring husbands. It is what it is.
Yeah. It's part of it.
Snore.
It's part of the deal when you get married. It's part of the contract.
I'm an advocate of sleeping in different rooms.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm a big advocate of it.
Roger, Roger.
Yeah, just realize
rule
what
is
it
there that
is.
You have to sleep in the same bed.
No.
I'm an adult. Give me my own bed.
He's a man. He's 40. He does
I'm
what he
40.
wants. Yeah, exactly.
Come on now.
I'm a man. I'm 40.
So there you go. It's just part of the deal.
That might be our most played soundbite throughout the
It
year.
is.
Now that once
Probably.
I turn 40.
I mean, either that or Hawk Tua because he still loves that thing.
The Hawk 2 is still good. We're still getting some more, so we'll just keep adding to the soundboard. Why not? All right, let me go ahead. Let's find someone to raid.
For the final time in Scotty's life.
Yep.
Correct.
Yeah, raid somebody good.
Let's see who we got.
Watch, you can rate someone that's
Somebody-
followers only. You can't actually participate in it.
Seriously. We got a music and cats. It's someone else's birthday in this other one, but she's
Music and cats.
yeah, I don't know if I trust that.
I would steer clear of that.
What's the?
Thank you, Diacola. We will enjoy Mexico.
Ooh.
We're gonna have a great time. Gonna have a lot of fun.
is this
we'll miss you guys, but gotta do what you gotta do.
There's someone playing piano. It's just the fingers and the keyboard on the screen, but is it a sign? Because they're playing "You Belong with Me" by Taylor Swift. Is this
Okay, that's a pass.
It's
That's an immediate pass.
That sounds like a sign me up.
that sounds like a
Yeah, of course, known Swifty Scotty A. Smith is going to love that.
A huge Swifty. Love the Swifties.
yeah.
Caitlin, don't do that to us.
Don't do that to you guys. Are you sure? Okay. That's fair. Let's go
We haven't
to
been a sports streamer in a while.
Is Taylor Swift like the Chiefs in the sense of like she's just so beloved that other people hate?
No, it's in the sense that her fans are freaking insane and don't know what they're doing. Just like Chiefs fans.
we're gonna rate out a guy named Patchwork. He's playing some piano, cozy covers, and piano Sunday on. It's not a piano; it's a keyboard. But yeah, he's doing some vibes. So we'll send you over to him. First time we've ever rated him. So let him know the guys from Action Lab Sports sent you, and yeah, we'll see if we can crash his stream and derail his music with sports. So go give him some love. Patched work. And we will be back live.
Like 10 days or so.
10 days. So don't miss us too much. I know it's hard. We're kind of a big deal.
Yeah. I'll try to stream for y'all just so you can have quality content.
And now we're banned. You're banned.
Yikes. Sorry. Don't rely on that, guys.
No.
That'll just make you miss us more.
Hey, we had fun the last couple of days. Like streams.
Between now and 10 days from now, go be a good person. Go live in the moment. We don't do that enough. Put the phones down. Enjoy the people and things around you. Go be a good person. Anything else?
Have a great one. Appreciate the birthday wishes in the chat. Thanks for everyone tuning in. It was a lot of fun tonight. Diving into half the league tonight. We did a lot.
Yeah.
So, looking forward to the NFL and looking forward to hanging out with you guys. So appreciate y'all.
Yep. We have a lot in store. You're not going to want to miss our first show back. We'll have contests ready. We're going to have our best content shows when it comes to our hot takes and our predictions and our fantasy advice and all that stuff. Make sure you are there when we get back on the Wednesday, not next Wednesday, the Wednesday after, and we will not disappoint. But have a great night. We will see you in 10 days. Love you guys.
Deuces.
Bye, everybody. Browns in second place. That was good.